The Sunshine State sets the scene for a Tampa College Hockey Invitational in its second campaign. Last season, 4 teams came in the town with a title on their minds. This year, 3 schools. SUNY Geneseo, who starts their campaign tomorrow. But first, the Tufts Jumbos take on Salve Regina in an NCAA Division III ice hockey battle. A clash of titans in the name category for these two schools. A 12-1 Salve Regina side led into this one by first-year head coach Jay Punske. On the other side of things, the Tufts Jumbos, who play to the name. A big side, a physical side, an elephant-sized squad, and a man who's not elephant-sized, but I'll tell you what, his knowledge of the game certainly is. A man who carries more knowledge of this great sport in his trunk than an elephant carries water in his. My right-hand man, my consigliere, mon frere from another mare. I am Dan Kay. He is Lucas Jones, your broadcast 1 and 2s here throughout the weekend.
You know, Dan, I heard a rumor, and maybe you could tell me if this is true.
Yeah.
The rumor is the boys are back in town. It's you and I on a microphone in a broadcast booth.
Wait, is that copyrighted music? We shouldn't be singing that on YouTube.
We're not used to being on YouTube, but we're on YouTube for this event, for this weekend. It's going to be a fun one. We wanted to make sure that everyone can access this game and our fantastic music free of charge on the Dan K Show's YouTube page. But I'm excited. We are kicking off a new year with some fantastic college hockey. The first game of the Tampa College Invitational this year, Jumbos, Salve Regina. I mean, this is a matchup. You're starting off with 2 teams that, based on how I talk to their coaching staffs, they're excited to play each other. They want the smoke, and they want it all to kick things off.
Pat Norton, the head coach of the Tufts Jumbos, knows this battle well. It's the battle between coming off the holiday rest and the holiday break, coming out of the cold doldrums of the northern season of winter. As a Florida native here, Lucas, we don't know much about winter. It was 41 degrees yesterday. I survived. I should win a medal. Today, 62 degrees and balmy outside in the rink. You battle, Lucas, between how do we enjoy the trip, how do we have fun, how do we liven things up down here in Florida on a 3-day trip that's a little bit outside the norm of your normal day-to-day in NCAA Division III hockey scheduling, and how do you also take care of business and BTO Bachman-Turner Overdrive win 2 games this weekend?
Well, it's all mentality, right? You come into this one, you appreciate the surroundings. You love the temperature. Maybe you sit outside and have some dinner, have some lunch before, after the skate. But, I mean, hockey fans know that when you hit the ice, it's all business, right? And for these 2 teams, it's all business today. The trappings may be for all of us and for all the fans to enjoy, but for them, it's a sheet of ice, right? They know where the boards are, they know where the nets are, and they know where these opposing netminders, these opposing defensemen are going to be to try to stop their good times from kicking off 2026.
Our tale of the tape, the Tufts Jumbos, 4-4-1 on the season, 2-4-0 in conference play. On the other side, we mentioned it in the open, Salve Regina, 12-1. No conference for Salve Regina. No home right now, but in 26-27, they'll be heading to the conference in New England.
And that's another thing they're excited about, right? Talking to Coach Jay Punske, I mean, he knows what conference alignment brings, right? Conference alignment brings very tough schedules, brings some more prestige. So for right now, you see that 0-0-0 with the asterisks on either side, because next year they'll be joining a conference, and they'll be looking to port that 12-1-0 record at the half and bring it into that new conference play.
Each side of this one, Lucas, you look at this Tufts Jumbos team, you look at this Salve Regina team. First time seeing each other this season, obviously. Where do you think you look to first? You look at these 2 rosters. Where do your eyes go on the roster sheet when you're starting to look at this matchup today?
Well, I mean, you look at, to start off, I think it's the goal differentials are the most striking thing, right? Tufts is playing kind of a low offense style on both sides, right? The defense is there, the offense is there. Obviously less games played, but that +4 goal differential, I think where that leans me into one of our players to watch, it's Jonathan Horn, sitting right in between Ulrich and Norwell. But Horn with 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points he's going to have to join Ulrich and Norwell on this campaign of, are we going to go down and play a full force offense? Are we going to try to sit back and bring our signature Jumbos defense to bear on a Salve Regina team that has a ton of goal scoring on its own, Dan? 65 goals for, 20 goals against. They're beating teams by an average of 3.5 goals this season, a plus 45 goal differential. And you look no farther than Kay DeStefani, 9 goals, 11 assists, 20 points, the top of that roster in terms of scoring.
Yeah, you know DeStefani good and well, Lucas, with the Dan K show. This is the guy that comes from Merrimack College, a Division I skater, before making the move over to Salve Regina. And he's joined on his line by another former D1 star at Sacred Heart University, Aiden Connolly. A lot of D1 flair in this matchup today.
Yeah, both sides certainly featuring quite a bit of that talent. And, you know, obviously there's been a lot of shakeup in the collegiate world that Dan, you, myself, and Bob Turo with Hockey 101 have really dived into quite a bit over the last 12 months as the reshaping has taken place. But then you look at the effect that it has on the game in front of you, and that's sometimes the best way to evaluate it. You've got great talent up and down the roster. You've got D1 talent that's playing in this game. You've got guys from, I think, all levels and all backgrounds that are able to make a difference. You see it in the roster sheets. You see it in the kinds of point differentials. Some guys assist guys, some guys goal guys. For as much as the game has changed in the last 12 months, there's a lot that remains the same. You get the best guys, you have them all throw on the same jersey and play for you, and that'll usually give you the best result.
On the other side for Tufts, Jonathan Horn, a former UMass Lowell skater, joined on his line by an Air Force Academy star, Ethan Ulrich. 2 D1 stars on the second line for Tufts, 2 D1 stars on the other side there for Salve Regina. That experience at that level of the game, there's no pace these guys aren't ready for.
No, they can play any way you need them to, right? And that's the benefit here. Do you need them to sit back on the defensive side, right? Play a little greasy, a little grimy. They can do that. You need them to go full bore, full speed, get down on the offensive side. They can do that too. I think that's why, especially when you look at Salve Regina's side, they do have such a massive goal differential. Their goal differential, and again, you get rid of the more games played here, it's still a massive difference in the way these two teams are scoring goals, right? Tufts, they live and die by that 1-goal game. Salve Regina, it's run and gun, right? I mean, in a lot of ways, Dan, it looks like a game in the college football playoffs that we just watched on New Year's Eve. Miami taking on Ohio State. Ohio State
already bringing it up.
wanting to keep things locked down, wanting to keep the score close, and Miami just wants to go north and south. And I feel like that's what we've got here. You watched that game, right, Dan?
I watched that game. Ryan Day still allergic to winning big games. I know he won a national title, but just feels like they won it in spite of him last season. But, Lucas, what I'll tell you is you look at this game right now, you look at this matchup between Salve Regina, led in by Jay Punske in his first year. You look at the Tufts Jumbos. On the Salve Regina side, I look no further than a top D pair of 2 gentlemen we know good and well, and it's bear down Teddy Hember and Grant Heinman. That top D pair, they're quick, they're speedy, and coming from the Mountain Division of the NCDC, they certainly aren't afraid to play some physical hockey.
No, it's real rough and tumble out there, Dan. I mean, we have seen that, both digitally, virtually, and in person, right? This is a division that is known for more than their fair share of scraps sometimes, but it's also known for electric hockey. The defensemen get involved on the offensive side quite a bit. And listen, whether they're knocking some guy out of the way so that one of the forwards can take the shot, or they're winding up for an absolute howitzer from the blue line, these two guys, they are tempo setters. I know we say that all the time about the starters, right? You have to set the tempo. But these are guys that, again, you and I know from experience, they relish the opportunity to get out there and be the guy that everyone's looking towards.
Speaking of relish, this guy doesn't need to be a hot dog. He's so stellar. And that's none other than Trace Norwell, Lucas. Norwell he finds the back of the net in numbers. He's a guy I want the puck on his stick in a big moment. And him being joined by Resnick and Fennell, this is a finesse top line.
Well, and you look at the stats that these guys have put up, right, in their careers. Obviously, these numbers kind of speak for themselves. You've got Norwell at 1/3 of a point per game, Fennell at 1/2 a point per game in his career, and Resnick almost a point per game in his career. One thing that is interesting, you talk about the finesse from Fennell and Norwell, low PIM numbers on these guys. Then you go to Resnick, and that's your bell guy right in the middle, right? When things need to get a little physical out, And he's a Tampa guy, Resnick, so he feels right at home here in this rink.
He got a chance to play here last year as well, put on a show for the hometown faithful. You know, not often do you see NCAA hockey in the Sunshine State. As a gentleman who moved down here 5 years ago and moved down right in the middle of Tampa Bay, right? Every single champion in every Stanley Cup champion of the last couple of years, Lucas, have come from this beautiful state. It's the state of hockey, Florida as we call it.
So you saw that Florida was winning a bunch of championships, and you said, now is when I'll make the move.
Fairweather fan, literally, moved right on down to it.
Considering that I flew out of New Jersey this morning in the middle of 40-mile-an-hour snow gusts, and my plane almost didn't make it off the tarmac, I'd say you made the right call.
Historically, hasn't snowed in Wesley Chapel, not an inch, not an ounce, not a drop since 1952. We continue that record here today with 62-degree temperatures. Some locals might call it chilly.
Out of their minds. It is practically the Caribbean right now in Tampa. But I'll tell you,
literally the Caribbean.
I mean, literally the Caribbean. I will say this, though, Dan. This rink has also filled up. And when you started warm-ups, not a ton of fans out here, but you look out there, and what you're seeing are fans of both teams and the junior teams that are in attendance for the Junior Hockey Showcase also happening here. They're ready to see what they're playing for, right? Because you've got these guys playing for junior teams all across the country, trying to make their way. We referenced that the changes the NCAA made and what that landscape might look like. But for them, it's just nose to the grindstone, find a way to continue to improve, get yourself seen. So they're sitting in attendance. They're trying to see maybe, what am I missing, right? What am I blown away by the speed of the game? Do I need to improve on that? Do I need to work on some of the stick handling, the puck handling? And maybe they're just here for some good old-fashioned hockey.
Lucas, our song of the day, Reunited, and it feels so good. And that reunited comes from Cody Plaza and Charlie Kokuzo, both former Islanders Hockey Club stars who played for Coach Jay Punske when he was wearing the Islanders Hockey Club white, blue, orange, a little bit of yellow, all the other colors in that brand. And now getting to play for him at Salve Regina, a place where he took the job just earlier this season.
Yeah, and it's great, right? Because you look at guys you're familiar with, they obviously trust Coach Punske. And I think you're seeing a lot of guys in the Punske-verse, we'll call it, right? You've got guys from Merrimack. You've got guys from the Islanders Hockey Club. And you have players that have come from the USBHL, the NCDC, guys who have maybe played against guys from Punske, right? So he's somebody whose name is known, is recognized for being a great coach, for being a great recruiter, being a great developer. Anybody would be lucky to have Coach Punske, and I think Salve Regina, with their 12-1 record, is certainly showing why.
Top D pair for the Tufts Jumbos. This is one that is, I'd argue, potentially my favorite to get to watch all weekend long. Philip Lamar and Maddox Lazat. You talk about staying out of the penalty box. You talked about that earlier today. Easier said than done for a top D pair skating the most minutes out there on the ice. Lamar and Lazat have combined for 100 career collegiate games played. They've seen the penalty box for 20 total minutes.
You love defensemen that are on the ice.
Yep.
In fact, tough to do your job as a defenseman.
Tough to do your job as a
Right
defenseman.
back
Keep
in.
going.
Mid-season form, baby. It's tough to do your job as a defenseman if you're not on the ice. Tough. Jumbos. And these guys, they stay on the ice with the best of them. And I think that goes to show their understanding of the game, right? You've got a left-handed shot, a right-handed shot. And you've got guys that are not afraid to get involved in the scoring, but are also happy to sit back, right? You look at numbers in terms of goals and assists for a defenseman, and you might say to yourself, well, they're a little bit on the low side. But you look at the way these points come up, and they're situationally relevant. These guys understand the game. They know their role. They're defensemen. Their job is to keep the puck out of their own net and assist on the offensive side where they can.
And Lamar's a Florida guy. St. Augustine native down here in Florida. This is a young man who played some prep school hockey before making a jump up to the Tufts Jumbos, and someone that Coach Norton relies on heavily. I want to talk about depth in scoring today, and one of the places you'll find it for Tufts is going to be Liam O'Hare. Listed on that fourth line as the left winger, but O'Hare, a former Odessa Jackalope in the Knoll, just 1 point on this season. But somebody, Lucas, I always find somebody who hasn't found that score sheet much in a season, and I tell you to keep an eye on. Coming out of the break, fresh legs. Watch out for Liam O'Hare today to potentially put a point up on that sheet.
And he's on a line with some big boys, too. I mean, you got 6'1", 6'2". You're seeing 180, 215, 6'2" from Marcus Sang. So he's going to be flanked by his own personal security detail. And in a game like this where, you know, one of the things that both coaches talked about is it's been of an extended break, first game back, new year after a holiday. This is a time where guys who aren't traditionally on the score sheet have a really good opportunity to get out there and be the fastest one, be the grittiest one, be the grimiest one if you have to. Get yourself in front of the net, take advantage of some opportunities, and find your way onto that point sheet. I think that, Dan, you're right on the nose with O'Hare. I think that fourth line really going to come into play in a big way for both teams, right? I mean, you flip to the other side as well, and I think you've got a lot of guys who are ready to be in their role, not just as depth guys, but as guys who can hop over the boards and make something happen.
The Salve Regina Seahawks soar into this one 12-1-0 on the season. The Tufts Jumbos 4-4-1. Something's got to give here on day one. If you want to win it all, 2 games, 1 will get that done. You win 2, you are the champ. Potentially. Lucas, why is that the question? Why do I say potentially? No, it is true. 2-0, 1-1 would be second place then, and 0-2 would be your last place team. There is a chance all 3 teams go 1-1. We will go to IIHF tiebreaker rules if that is the case. It will be 1-1. Goal differential will come into play. Regulation win 3 points. Overtime win 2 points. Loss 1 point. Overtime loss 1 point. 0 points for a regulation loss. Every second matters. Every goal matters. Every single moment here this weekend. We are happy you are watching along with us. Today's broadcast is brought to you by the Dan K Show for free. Thanks to the great team here putting in the effort. We thank the entire crew for bringing us out over Speed Hockey. Obi-Wan on Instagram. Go give them a follow, making all your incredible content this weekend. You can also check out Ice Time as well. For Dan K, Lucas Jones, we also thank Invited Clubs for getting us in for cheap for a little hotel stay as well. Lucas, what are your thoughts here before we get to the starting lineups and kick this thing off?
I'm excited. I think this event is a great way to start off a new year. And I think for any other college teams that are watching this broadcast, kind of thinking, well, that seems cool. Why wasn't I invited? Just reach out to us. If you want to be included, this is your chance to be included, right? This event is continuing to gain traction. We're looking to grow. And this is something that's a phenomenal way to not just start off the second half of your season, but to reward the guys a little bit, right? It's a tough grind in the sport of hockey, whether you're at the junior level or the collegiate level. This is where the toughest ones really separate themselves. First game back after a holiday.
Toby, Ty, Melissa, Ian, our engineer extraordinaire, Brian Linzer, Lucas Jones, to my right on color. I am Dan K. It is nearly that famous time, Lucas. Hockey time, as we eventually yell it here in the rink. We look ice side, both teams getting ready to take the ice. The Salve Regina Seahawks taking on the Tufts Jumbos at the Tampa College Hockey Invitational. Year 2 of this one. Who will win it all? Who will bring home that trophy? And Lucas, a lot of oranges on the line as well.
A lot of oranges. And this is fantastic for this time of year as well because, listen, with all the travel, you need vitamin C. You're tired getting on planes. You got that stale air. You're breathing in like 100 other people's air. Get some oranges. Get some vitamin C. Keep the body strong. Whichever team wins this will be the strongest team by virtue of all the oranges they get to eat.
Can never remember if citrus keeps pirates away or just scurvy.
Scurvy. I don't know if pirates have like a aversion to citrus.
I thought they were like vampires. You had to invite them in.
Oh, and it looks like that college football game has ended, Dan.
Yes,
what happened over there?
It appears that Indiana has defeated Alabama, and in pure SEC fashion, they'd like a recall because before the game, every SEC fan said Bama was going to win.
Yeah.
So they thought that was enough. They didn't think they had to go out there and play.
Well, you have to remember that in the SEC, hypothetically, they would have won the game if they were playing a team other than the team they played, which, of course, counts for bowl ranking points in the preseason poll.
There's no bowl ranking points here today. There's just one hockey game on the line, 20 minutes per period, 3 periods of hockey. If we got to break the tie, we'll skate 3-on-3 for 5 minutes. If still tie-breaking is needed, we'll go to a 3v3 shootout. If it still needs to be tie-broken, sudden death shootout will go 1 by 1 till we get it done. The Dan K Show on your call here, youtube.com. If you're enjoying what you're watching, hit the little bell, like and subscribe.
And if you're not enjoying what you're watching, the next 2.5 hours might be a little stressful for you.
You're stuck with us. They can't get us out of here at least within the next 2.5.
They've tried, and we're still here.
At the _Dan K Show, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can be a part of today's broadcast. Our engineer extraordinaire, Brian Lindsay, down there, keep an eye on the chat. You can also go to our social medias and reach out to us. Give a shout-out. We love to give shout-outs to the families, and we love to hear where you are watching the game from around the country, sometimes around the world. Lucas, we've had watch parties in Sweden, in Finland, all over the place.
Oh, absolutely. And we're even getting people reaching out to us now on the broadcast. Game hasn't even started yet.
Dominacchio.
Yes, sir. Reaching out, saying that hopefully we are still kicking butt. Hope to see you soon.
Hey,
I think we
bleep.
are still kicking
Bleep.
butt. Mid-season form.
We're not cooking, but
Oh, boy. All right, back to early season form. I've been broadcasting all year. I have no excuse.
I haven't broadcast once. Someone bared down and put me out of business.
Well, you're back in business, Dan. New year, new Dan K.
Jonathan Hamill, Logan Calder, Matthew Brunton. Your starting forwards today for Salve Regina, Teddy Hember and Grant Heineman. The starting defensive pair, Selby Warren, out of Toronto, Ontario, starts in net. On the Tufts Jumbo side, Brendan Fennell, Max Resnick, and Trace Norwell. Philip Lamar and Maddox Lazat, your defensive pairing, and Gus Byland in net, the young man from the Sherwood Park Crusaders of the Alberta Junior Hockey League. Lucas, we now take it down ice side. The buzzer sounds, the whistle blows. Both teams take the ice in the white, green, and blue. The Seahawks of Salve Regina in them baby blues and navies. The Tufts Jumbos about to be hockey time. Let's take it to the festivities downstairs and your starting lineups. The anthem has played. Your lineups have been read. There's nothing left to do but drop puck and play. I am Dan Kay of the Dan Kay Show on your call. Alongside me, Lucas Jones in the booth. Brian Linzer, our engineer extraordinaire. Dan Kay nearly losing his headset for good after a large jump over the wiring by Lucas Jones.
It was a small jump. I think that was part of the issue there, Dan. But, that's why I'm up in the booth and not down there playing a sport.
Pat Norton leads in this Tufts Jumbo side in his 10th season on the bench. On the other side of things, Jay Punske in his first. It's a guy who's seen it all in Division III hockey against a newcomer to a bench, but a gentleman who was with the Worcester State squad before this, in Jay Punske.
I mean, you talk about Jay Punske, right? Obviously, he's a younger coach, but the amount of experience he's got on the back bench, right, and in big games, in regular season games, in developing players, there is a ton of experience on both benches today.
In net, Gus Byland gets the start for the Tufts Jumbos. A lot of Stranger Things fans upset that Byler didn't happen in the show, but Byland always shows up for this Tufts Jumbo side. Gus Byland, 6'4" tall. Lucas, how do you beat a tall netminder?
Well, you gotta go low, right? You have to get him to bite to one side and then try to beat him through the 5-hole.
Puck drops for the first time today. It is hockey time at the Tampa College Hockey Invitational. The first puck drop of the new year in the NCAA Division III level. This one tipped on up through center. Brendan Fennell on it. He'll finesse this one up through center. Chop it on in for Norwell to get after. Norwell down behind. He'll try to battle. Trying to fight this one free. That's the big man, Teddy Hember, out of Stockholm, Sweden. Ogden Mustang star played in the Dineen Cup Finals for them in Foxborough, Massachusetts just 2 years ago. That one tipped on along. Off a skate, trying to play it there is Resnick. Chopped right back in, getting the start for Salve Regina in net. It's the Seahawks' own Selby Warren out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Young man who played in the all for the Janesville Jets, Lucas. This is a battle of 5'11" in net versus 6'4", tall versus small.
Well, and the pedigree of the Janesville Jets, right? That is a serious resume accolade, and he's coming into this one laser-focused, ready to go.
Chipped on in. You talk about the two netminders, what are you going to get? Byland's going to be a guy you're going to have to beat low. On the other side of things, Selby Warren's going to play deep. You got to beat him high. It's two opposite games. Neither side going to be easy to score against except for here. Jammed on and scored. The 12-1 Seahawks already up 1-0 in the early going. A beautiful pass. Tapped on home. The score from bartender Jack Arizo.
And Arizo finds his way to the net. I mean, that is a puck that's kind of created at center by good play on the other side. Arizo uses the speed, stays wide, gets it to the front of the net. We talk about how you're going to have to beat him low. Well, Arizo just showed that there's other ways to beat a tall netminder. If you have the speed and you have the accuracy, you can get that puck by him.
That's a college hockey goal right there, Lucas. That's skating well without the puck. That's a redirect on the run. That one jammed on and nearly Tufts answering right back seconds later. The chance taken on net and steered aside. It was Rory Andriol with that one. Turn back behind the net. Bramlett going to move it along. Now Mobbitt gets to it. Mobbitt pokes it back to himself, running out, chased by Oberting. Oberting going to wrap him up, tap behind, centering pass, steered aside. Getting there just in time with the stick was Dennis Davidson.
And they almost did it again there, Dan. Salve Regina just with speed along the far side. They are looking to test that stick side of the netminder apparently as often as they can. And the one thing you have to watch out for with a team that we talked about like Salve Regina that likes to go north and south, you have to watch out for their ability to turn and burn you. If that puck starts to move the other direction, they're not going to take their time through center. They're going to try to fire it quickly.
Jack Arizo, a transfer from Chatham University. That one redirected in front, knocked aside, has the first goal in this one. That one tipped on up. Another one-timer hit his own man with that one little friendly fire. It was Philip Lamar on the slapper, knocked aside there by the knee in front. Skating out through was Liam O'Hare. That shot glove down, trying to find it, and does. Selby Warren tested here in the early going. 17:07 to go in the first period. 1-0 the score. Salve Regina the early lead.
And Dan, you talked about Liam O'Hare in the intro. You said he was going to be an impact player, and he very nearly was twice on the same series. Trying to get that tip in front, just went a little bit wide, redirecting the body. He's trying to get himself low, trying to force that puck to change direction.
Max Resnick wins that one back. Shot redirects to the body. There, save made by Warren. Yet again, another stop for Warren. Chipped around the boards. On for Charlie Kokuzo. Kokuzo up ahead. Playing back onto this one, Drew Pitts. He's going to get put into the pit right there. A little NASCAR action. Hit hard, Lucas.
Well, and that physicality is going to be here all game, especially when you've got players who are crashing the net, trying to get in front of netminders, trying to create a little bit of chaos early. Nobody's going to like that. They protect netminders. If you've been watching the IIHF World Juniors Tournament, I mean, you see that firsthand. You get even close to a netminder, that's an automatic scrum.
Flipped on net there, gloved by Warren and held on to for the whistle. 16:24 to go. Attack zone, offensive zone face-off here for the Tufts coming up. On the draw for them, it's going to be Cole Dubicki. Young man with 6 points on the year and 50 in his collegiate career.
Well, Dubicki has a pretty impressive resume through 80 games in his career. Trying to get himself another one here in the face-off circle. That was cleared out of play. We're going to hit the reset button and do this again. Dubicki back in the circle as well.
Dubicki to his left, Jonathan Horn, the UMass Lowell Division I transfer. To his right, Ethan Ulrich. Ulrich also a Division I transfer from Air Force Academy. Around this one comes, trying to find its way free. Shoveled on with a backhand pass by Roger Davis, the freshman. Quick shot, just missing glove side. Good look there for Salve Regina. Steering that one just wide was Logan Calder. Shot from the blue line, gloved out of the air with a big glove there. Davis on that chance. Lucas, I like that shift there from Davis. His first of the day at a Newfields, New Hampshire. 6'2" tall freshman, the extra skater today down to your bottom right of that line sheet. Comes out, not afraid to put a puck on net, makes a play in his own end to get the puck out the center. Good shift from Roger Davis. You're not going to get as many chances as that extra skater, taking full advantage of his first time on ice.
And that's why I love when teams have an extra skater. I love to watch that player specifically. There is a reason why they are out there. It's because they can play with everyone. They can do a little bit of everything. When you need them to jump up and be somebody, they certainly can.
Handed back on for Philip Lamar. He'll tip this one up through center. Held in with a skate by Rory Andriol, then taken right off him. Back into the zone, Salve Regina. Stick save and a beauty made by Gus Byland. Steers that one aside. Grant Hyman on a chance. Another paddle stopper there. Swatting it up and out of play is Byland on the shot.
Well, and you're starting to get the back and forth now, right? There was the early goal. You thought, oh, this team is going to run away with it, right? Salve Regina going to live up to their stats coming into this one. But I think the Jumbos just needed to see that first one. They're now up to speed. They've been threatening. But now they're going to have to get back on the defensive end and try to stop them.
We always call that first 5 minutes in a game against another side in a tournament style, a playoff style, a feeling out period, right? You kind of take some time to get to know each other. When you can score in that feeling out period, that's when games can get away from you. Right now, a nice job by Tufts to settle back in. A couple chances created of their own. Played there in the corner, trying to tip this one free. Centering look, won't find anybody. Backed up to the blue line, chipped on in. Stick lifted there, trying to fight that one free is Aiden Connolly, the Sacred Heart transfer. Back around for Connolly, won't find him. Tipped on ahead, Liam O'Hare talked about him in the open, said watch out for him to potentially get on the score sheet today. Had a redirection on net in his first shift of the game. Big save was made by Selby Warren.
And Warren's going to have to continue to come up big. I think what you've seen so far from the Jumbos is an ability to get the puck right on center, right in the slot, or directly attack that netminder. So you're going to have to try to play that second chance. There's going to be a ton of rebounds. You got to be aware of that.
14:39 to go in the first period of play. 1-0 Salve Regina leads in the back of a Jack Arizo goal. The Chatham University transfer at a West Bloomfield, Michigan sophomore, 5'10" tall. Came out big on that score. And the Seahawks lead early. Pitched on in by Bramwell. Bouncing into the paraphernalia there of Byland, who holds on to it. Coming into this one in the 25-26 season, 8 games played for Gus Byland between the pipes. A .925 saves percentage and 2.41 goals against.
Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Those are great numbers coming into a game like this, I mean, you know you're going to be tested. You know you're going to have shots put on net. And those numbers, we'll see if they can survive the Salve Regina offense.
Wins this one back. Little dot-to-dot pass there. Out come the Jumbos. Chipped on in. After it goes Max Resnick, the captain. Resnick steers it around the boards. Fennell will trail after it. Pitched up over the head of Trace Norwell and out of play. An offensive zone draw coming back up for the Tufts Jumbos here.
Well, and on the offensive side, I mean, Tufts has had some chances. They've had a couple of rebound tries, but I think that's where a lot of their success is going to come from, Dan. It's going to come from those second chances, second tries. They're going to have to create some chaos.
Need to get that Salve changed up there on the top left for you. Face-off one here by Salve Regina. Trying to work its way through center. That one pitched on in. Steered aside by the blocker of Byland. 14 minutes left to go first period. Tipped on free, Jonathan Horn. Horn drag shot taken, blocked aside, body in front of it from Teddy Hember. Turn back up past Overton. Running down after this one, it's going to be Brendan Abbin at a Lovell Academy, playing this one behind his net. Turned on in front, just wide there. Missing the net of Byland. Byland lets it steer on by. Handed off Horn. Horn leaves this one alone. Back and forth they go, scores it. Ring the horn. It's Jonathan Horn who ties it up for the Jumbos here early.
Well, you had a feeling this game was not going to be one-sided, and you had a feeling that this game was not going to be low scoring either. 2 goals coming in just the first 6.5 minutes. A lot of back and forth happening right now.
13:31 remains, first period of play. Eli Pilasoff, Union College transfer. Former Division I skater there, skating with this Tufts Jumbo side, will win this face-off back. Now one tips up onto the bench as Salve Regina heads up Coach Punske. 1-1 the score, 13:21 on the clock. Again in the white, green, and blue, the Salve Regina Seahawks taking on the baby blue of the Tufts Jumbos. So one back. Hanging on to that one for a moment there. Turned on up towards center by Aiden Elkins. Settled in net by Byland. Turn back up. Trying to fight that one free, they do. Turn back around by Brunton. Off the hand of Hamill. Tipped along. Good little poke free, playing it Dennis Davidson. Davidson out through center. Splits the defense, quick shot, low, save made, kick save, and a beauty by Selby Warren to keep it tied at 1 in the early going. Hands on up Plaza. Plaza takes a shot, waffle boarded away, hard hit, dished out on that one. Parker Mobbitt taking him down, the young man from Milford, New Hampshire. The junior with the senior level hit on that one. Pitched up out of play, whistle blows, 12:18 to go in the first. 1-1 your score, the Tufts Jumbos tied up with Salve Regina. Winner of this one in the driver's seat to win it all. Back on the ice tomorrow against SUNY Geneseo is going to be the Salve Regina side. You win today, you win tomorrow, you win it all before the event's even over. On the Tufts side, they'll get a day off in the middle of this one. Coach Norton's side will get to enjoy the Tampa, Florida sunshine all day before coming back for day 3 against SUNY Geneseo. Played back behind the net here, Brady Farrell, transferred over from the Albertus Magnus College Falcons. The senior Farrell chips at the center. He'll race back down after it. Nearly turned over there. Farrell gets it back on his stick. Hands off. Out the center, chipped right back in. Offside going to be whistled there, catching Resnick and Norwell on the pass. 11:41, first period. thank you all for watching in. Cheryl, we got your message here, working on that. Have the crew behind the scenes, our engineers, cleaning that up for you. Thank you all for watching and tuning in for free here on YouTube.com. This one back past Hyman. Onto it is Hember. Hember will be chased by Jonathan Horn, the goal scorer in this one for Tufts. Horn loses hold of that one. Turn back up. Cross center, Aiden Connolly. Down to the ice they go. Turned right back in. Jacarizo fires that one down to the corner. Played back out. On it there, Dubicki. Dubicki leaves this one off. Chipped aside to the corner. Grant Heinman losing hold. Swing and a miss. Hard hit. Tufts will settle this one back down. Both teams with a good chance on net and a score in the early going. A couple chances leaning extra to the Tufts jumbo side since that first goal was scored by Jacarizo. Tufts has really settled into this one, slowed the game down. Taking a bit of control back here in the last 5 minutes of this first period.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're going to have to do. You have to be resilient. That's the big one, right? You can't let one goal, you can't let one play or one series really knock you off or take you away from your game.
Played off a skate there, crossed ice it comes. Swing there, chopped up into the air. Elkins tried to clap that one along, had a stick in front of it, blocked aside. Flipped on in. Good little pass there, made in by Dennis Davidson. Handed on around. Through center from Salve Regina. The hand will go up, the whistle will blow for icing. 10:04 remains in the first.
And just a little production note for the folks at home. We know you're experiencing a little bit of choppiness from time to time on the stream. It's like an issue with the building's internet. So in the intermission, we are going to switch connections, switch lines, find something stronger.
Ooh.
And we imagine that will reduce the amount of choppiness you're seeing. So we apologize, but it is a small issue with the building's internet currently.
If you're listening to the dial-up sound at home, that is the level of internet we're dealing with currently in the building.
Our AOL subscription about to end. We are
Remember that?
Oh, absolutely.
How about that's a reference that not a soul on the ice today will ever understand what I just said.
I remember the first day I got internet. That's how old I am.
That shot just missing blocker's side. Squirted over the shoulder there of Selby Warren and wide. I remember that if I wanted to vote for the TRL Song of the Week, we had to basically shut the whole house down to get enough internet to do it.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that means I think you're 100. I think we both might be 100.
9:30 to go. If you get these references, chime in. Let us know how much you miss dial-up, because you're seeing it today. Back around behind the net. Left off there by Resnick. Cross ice look Lamar. Lamar tips this one forward onto the stick of Fennell. Fennell past Bramwell. Now Farrell on it. Hands on. Another nice pass there, tape to tape. Hard hit dished out by Norwell. Trying to find some offense here. Salve Regina. Been on their heels for a bit. Turned back on. Hard hit again. Just back and forth along these boards near side of your screen. You're seeing both sides unafraid to be physical, Lucas.
Yeah, you have to dive headfirst into these situations, right? Every single board battle is an opportunity to gain some momentum. It's an opportunity to put yourself in a position to score. You cannot give up the puck anywhere on the ice.
Farrell just did that. Turnover there. Blocked pass coming on in front of the net. Dangerous moments for Salve Regina as an offside whistle blows.
Yeah, 8:16 left to go in the first period of play. And I think this hockey game has been every bit the game we were hoping for. A little bit of physicality, a little bit of back and forth, some good offense from both teams. And I think like we talked about, the Jumbos kind of absorbed that first hit from Salve Regina. And they have shown that resilience. They have shown the ability to get back on the offensive side. And right now, a couple of guys showing an ability to hit each other. Just pushing and shoving on the far side of that face-off.
We'll try this one again. 8:16 to go in your first period of play. 1-1 your score. Mobbitt tried to win it for Salve. Did for a moment, then kicked the side. Oberting Hands that one for Klein. Klein ahead to center. Around this one comes, playing it Cole Dubicki. Dubicki passes this one off. Board battle ensues, tied up in the skates. Oberding will trade places. Tried to hand back to him. Caught a stick on the way, stolen along by Karsten Kruska. Kruska, hands on in front, tipped on net. That extra swing's not going to make any friends in front. Save made by Byland, caught a blade after.
That's a good save by Byland. Really great positioning as well, right? You watch that puck, you watch the players heading into the zone, you keep yourself square, and you just try to control that rebound. You don't know what's coming down the ice. You don't know where that second wave of attackers is going to be, so try to just get that puck locked up and get it back to a faceoff.
Kokuzo joined by Elkins, the defensive pair for Salve here in the offensive end. DeStefani on the draw, joined by Arizo and Connolly. This is the group that scored the first one. That shot from Elkins is blocked, outletted to center. Down to the ice they go at the blue line. Just felt like the paint tripped him on that one, Lucas.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was enough contact to really kind of justify that collision, but, you know, both guys kind of got into it a little bit.
Arizo reels this one around, played by Byland outside of his net. Good hustle play by DeStefani to force the loose puck, but taken right back by Tufts. Give and go look here for Pilasov. Pilasov centered one on. That one went wanting as Dennis Davidson was the closest jumbo to it. Played back behind Pitts, joined by Thronson now on the defense. That one centered in front, shot, no. Rebound, try is stoned. Byland with back-to-back stops.
And DeStefani was unmarked, unmanned right in front. That puck took an odd bounce. It worked its way around the backside of the net. And then the backhand shovel pass. I'm not sure how DeStefani wasn't able to score there. Two prime chances, two better saves by Byland.
Like a good buffet, Lucas. Two prime chances if they got the prime rib out there.
And you got to be quick.
Got to get there
goes
before
fast.
They get cuts.
It goes first.
Teddy Hember over after this one. That one knocked aside. Tufts out on it yet again. Holding, waiting, turning, centering look. That shot quickly taken by the captain, Resnick, and steered aside with a pad by Warren. Kicks this one free. Little soccer play there. Knocked aside again. Chipped on in front. Finds its way into the skate of Thronson. Thronson gets a redirection off the stick of Resnick yet again. Over the crossbar high. Good idea there by Resnick and Thronson. Good stick by Resnick, just couldn't get it to steer down enough.
Yeah, and the little back and forth, the kind of hack and slash hockey you're seeing right now is just both teams trying to get some control out of a situation.
Under 6 minutes to go in the first period. Hard hit into the net right there. Net pops off the moorings, and that'll stop play at 5:53 in the first.
Now, hard collisions by the net, I think, are nothing new for both of these teams. We talked about a couple of big guys on either side, but every single player, regardless of their size, is going full speed ahead right now. You just want to get pucks down low, and Salve Regina has tried to do that as often as possible. It's resulted in a lot of contact, but I think more importantly, a ton of chances in front of net. They have absolutely tested Byland numerous times.
Parker Mobbitt on the draw. Tufts will win this one behind their net. That's Klein with it. Klein ahead for O'Hare. O'Hare looking on for Sang. Played back through Farrell. Mobbitt gonna get there for Salve Regina. Chipped on up the center, through the legs, onto the net, steered aside with a big paddle. Hands this one on Klein. Playing that one forward off a stick, Marcus Sang. Good battle behind the net. Tufts will set things up in the offensive end, trying to work this one free. Played to the corner, hands on, can't find his man, pitched on up. Chasing down after this one, that's Zach Rizzo. Rizzo dishes out one last hit there after the puck comes free. Handed back up. Little back and forth we go. 5 minutes left in the first. Kokuzo. He's over the boards and he's on the ice to play this one. Turns back towards his own end. Holding, waiting, wishing, wondering. Little game of catch behind his own net. Hands on up Elkins. Off a skate, bouncing high into the air. Plinko pass back out through center. Kokuzo trying to play it. Kokuzo losing hold of that one. Taken by Brady Plaza, the young man from Danvers, Massachusetts. How are we doing there, Lucas?
Oh, good. We're just talking with tournament director about some fun stuff we're doing after the
Scoreboard is
games.
1-1, by the way, Lucas, if we could get that updated there. It's 1-1. 4 minutes left to go in the first. Carried on across center. 1-1 your score. Salve Regina scored first. It was Jack Arizo, that one onto the net, covered up by Selby Warren. A good start to this one, Lucas. You kind of can feel both sides trying to get them skates back under them. You can feel there's a little bit of a winter break in this game coming back into play.
Skating through a little bit of that holiday gravy there, Dan. I mean, you obviously spend that time off. You get to see family, you get to see friends, and spend some time recovering away from the game. And yeah, that first period will kind of hit a little bit harder, but I mean, these guys are figuring it out right before our eyes.
We'll try again on the draw there. A little early jump. Tufts will get control. Holds at the blue line. Quick shot. Hits the blocker. Knocked aside. Good chance taken there. Off the stick of John Mulvihill. Played on ahead. Brady Farrell takes the odd angle shot. Stick to side. You've heard that paddle a lot in the early going from Gus Byland this first period. A few paddle stops. Keeps that 5-hole covered. Keeps the stick on the ice. So important as a tall netminder, Lucas, to not let that thing float above the air.
Well, I mean, that's what it is, right? You've got to make sure you've got every space covered, which is hard as a taller netminder. So you've got to be a little bit faster. You've got to be a little bit more aware.
Tipped on off a skate. Played around the back. Going to be hit hard there. Physical play by Aiden Elkins. Turned around by Arizo. Pitched up into the air. Pushed from behind. Nice little poke check back to himself on a string with it. Takes the shot. Good save made by Byland. Didn't bite on the first move. Beautiful play to break himself loose by Jonathan Hamill. 2:30 to go. First period of play. Lucas getting ready to send himself ice side here. First intermission interview with Coach Pat Norton coming up. Don't go anywhere when the buzzer sounds. Coach Norton will let us know how he feels about that first period of play. And the opening goal in this one scored by his Jumbos. Tipped on for Calder. Calder hands ahead. Hamill holds, waits, hard pass. Just over the stick of Teddy Hember. Couldn't reel it in. A little too much pepper on that one. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the first. That one bouncing over the stick there of Fennell. Fennell leaves on for Norwell. Norwell tied up with the blue line. He'll steer it behind. After it goes Resnick, winning the race to it Hindman. Steers this one off for Mabbitt. Mabbitt kicks that one ahead. No icing coming, rolling end over end. Can't be settled down there once, twice, 3 times. Finally the charm as Rizzo gets this one on its flat side and restarts from behind the net. That one just did not want to get off its edge. Keenan Thompson's knuckle puck right there for the Jumbos. Hands on, tried to drag it in, couldn't reel it on for a shot. Plaza will knock it out the center now. This one up into the bench of the Jumbos and out of play with 1:14 to go in the first. Again, you can see both teams slowly getting that groove back here as this game progresses. Oh, Lucas going the long way to the ice. Forgets the shortcut after such a long time here at the Tampa College Hockey Invitational. It's been a year.
It's locked.
Oh, wait, is it?
From the outside, yes it is.
Oh, no. I was more talking about that stairwell there, but go ahead. Around it goes, final minute of play in the period. Back behind his net, Silas Oberting, former New Jersey Titan of the NAHL. Mobbit tried to get that one, could not. That pass just too much on it, too close to it was Jonathan Horn, couldn't reel her in. Plaza going to win a race to this one. Speedy team this Salve Regina side. You cannot fall asleep if you're Tufts on the back end. Up for Horn, already got one in this one, trying to find another. Horn reels this one back in, turns it on in front, hit the skate of Ulrich, who couldn't get a shot on it. Now past Ulrich they go. Flipped on ahead by Kokuzo. Arizo's already got one. He'll try another. Kick save and a beauty made by Byland. Another chance, no. Wraparound try. Diving to the ice was Arizo. And Oberding goes post to post with a save. That shot blocked in front. Whistle blows. Buzzer sounds. The first period of hockey. Here live from the second annual Tampa College Hockey Invitational is in the books. The score after one. Tufts Jumbos 1, Salve Regina Seahawks 1. A tied up score. Pat Norton, head coach of the Tufts Jumbos, will join Lucas down there ice side, getting set up at center. And Coach Norton's done an incredible job in his 10th season here with the Tufts Jumbos. Now in his first interview with our very own Lucas Jones.
10 seasons, but the first interview of the weekend, Coach. Let's talk about a first period of play that was exciting for us to watch. Obviously an early goal and the bounce back from your side. Talk about the first period of play.
Yeah, I didn't think we did a lot of the little things that we need to do in order to be the best version of ourselves. I thought there were too many turnovers, led to their good scoring chances. I thought we had moments where we were back at ourselves, but we got to do a better job of being smart at the lines and getting pucks in deep and going to work and making sure that we're back checking and being aware of the guys coming in late.
Now, talk about the squad this year, right? A group of guys that is battling for you in the first half. Now they're down in Tampa. What's this team been like to coach this season?
It's been a great group. I think we got excellent leadership. I think we got some really strong depth throughout the lineup. I love our D-core. I think we can score goals. I think the key for us is consistency and playing the right way every night, and we've got to be better at doing that, and I think we will be as the season goes on.
Coach, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Back up to you.
Great job down there ice side. Coach Pat Norton, Lucas Jones. We're going to take a breather and a break here and work on some of the behind-the-scenes stuff to make things even prettier and more fun for you all watching at home. We thank you for watching our broadcast here on YouTube.com. Our engineer extraordinaire, Brian Linzer. I'm Dan Kay on the play-by-play. Lucas Jones, ice side. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back into the booth, here into the rink at the Advent Health Center Ice, Wesley Chapel, Florida. The Tampa College Hockey Invitational. A first period that saw ups and downs for each side. You heard from Pat Norton himself down there ice side, as my colleague, my consigliere, mon frere, from another mayor, Lucas Jones, had the interview with him. Coach Norton didn't seem fully happy with a 1-1 tie after one.
No, he was not fully happy, but that also means he wasn't fully upset.
Yeah.
We always have to find the silver lining.
Glass half empty.
Which means, of course, the other half full.
Oh.
By default, right? If like one half is empty, the other half must be full of something.
I'm so positive that I think everything's full, because even if it's half empty, that half, it's air.
I mean, technically you're correct, which is the best kind of correct. And technically speaking, I think Coach Norton had himself a pretty good first period. The technical hockey was there. He was able to kind of wear that first punch and get back, on the defensive side. And, you look at the record, 4-4-1, 2-4-0 in the NESCAC. Not where Coach wants to be, but he's got a lot of faith in this team, right? We talked to him a little bit before the game as well. He was excited. He likes the guys that he's got, and you can see why. It's fast-paced hockey. It's physical hockey. And it's tenacious hockey, and I think that's what the Tufts Jumbos are all about.
NESCAC, as some call it, the Little Ivies. It was also my nickname back in the day, Little Ivy.
Was it because you were a piano player? You were like tickling the ivories?
Yes,
or was it
Little Ivories. Sorry, I mispronounced my nickname.
Yeah, no, that's okay, though.
Little Ivories. It's a tiny piano player. It's like the...
Was the piano tiny, or was it when you were much younger?
Leave that up to the imagination. We'll have Coach Jay Punske, who knows us well, Lucas, a decade working with Coach for us here at the Dan K Show. We'll have an interview with him. Lucas Jones will be ice side with Coach Punske after the second period. The next 20 minutes will decide how fun that interview will be.
I love doing my intermission interviews because they're either amazing or tense.
It's going to be Max Resnick for the Tufts Jumbos. On the other side of things, it's going to be to Stephanie. Puck is dropped second time today. It is hockey time here in Tampa. Tampa College Hockey Invitational, second annual of this one. That one off a skate of Rizzo. Tipped on up Resnick, losing hold of that one. Off of a body, trying to lift it to Stephanie. Had him caught offside, having to tag back up there was Trinks Norwell. He does, and immediately gets re-involved. Ice taking a moment here to freeze back into place. That puck kind of stopped on itself there. Tipped back in through center. Holding, waiting, odd angle shot finds its way all the way through. Off a skate, then a pad. First save of the period needed and made by Selby Warren.
And that one was a lot closer than maybe it looked to the folks at home. From up here, you could kind of see that puck was headed right for the corner of the net. Just getting that pad out there and kicking it away was the netminder.
Kate DeStefani, the Merrimack College transfer for Salve Regina, went down hard there, Lucas. One, it wasn't a hard hit. He got caught up. Two skaters lost an edge. He got hit from behind in the ankle area there. Went down and looked to hit his head on the ice. Slow to get back to his feet. That one, cross ice, look, sprawling save made by Selby Warren. Somehow stopping that one. He's lost the paddle. Playing without the stick right now. Ready for it, reaching back out, grabs it in. Warren saved it. It sat on the goal line. It was knocked aside. Could have been our first penalty called there. No tripping coming. Hand stays down. Tufts still on him.
And that was a heck of a save right there. I mean, at that point, even though you've got a number of guys sitting in that 15-foot circle, I mean, it's basically one-on-none at that point.
Much better feed, thank you, we're getting here at home. We've got three different much better fixing issues. Thank you, Engineer Brian Linzer. Thank you, Lucas Jones. Brian's hand is the size of a school building and just hurt my knuckles. It's cold in here, Brian.
Yeah,
that was a hard fist pound.
You got to take it easy on Dan K.
A bruise like a peach.
A peach that's already bruised.
A fight like a frightened pigeon. Immediately find a way out.
Wow. We're gonna talk about that at some point today. Not
back
now.
to the corner. 2 minutes into this one. Let's get back to hockey. Stuff's happening. Tipped on ahead. Pass didn't make its way through. Off a skate there, Rory Andriol on that one. Carried on by everyone, gloved out of the air. Another good save by Warren. The chance from Dennis Davidson. Davidson now backhand shovel, scores it. Lucky number 13. It's Dennis Davidson who puts it in. The freshman gets them on the board. Tufts by 1.
And Davidson, that shot is the culmination of those first 3 series because you had some good chances. You had the tape-to-tape passing that required a great save. You had the far side shot that required the great save. Eventually you run out of great saves. Eventually you find a guy like Davidson who puts himself in the right place, the right time to get the puck in a high percentage area, take a shot, and put his team up by 1.
Dennis Davidson's second career goal here in his 7th game for the Tufts Jumbos. The freshman finds the score sheet. And Lucas, I was about to say after that first chance taken by Davidson, that creates the zone entry and is a huge save made by Warren to keep it out, that Davidson just keeps finding himself around the net, keeps finding chances. It felt like one had to go, and sooner or later it did.
Well, if you keep putting pucks on net, they'll eventually find a way there.
That one might, just missing glove side over the crossbar there. Warren lets it steer on by.
Whatever talk Coach had with the boys from Tufts in that locker room, I want that chat. I want that pep talk. It's getting the guys fired up.
Well, I think it's not even a flip-the-table moment here. I think you started to see Tufts take a little bit of control towards the end of the first. I talked about it, right? It was all Salve in the first 5 to 6, then kind of an even game midway through the first, and towards the end it felt like Tufts really started to come into themselves there and really become the team you're used to seeing out of the NESCAC. Now, starting this second period, Tufts looking like Salve did to kick off the first. Coach Punske going to have to look into his bag of tricks and find his way back into this one here. Covered up there off the boards behind the net, underneath the catching glove there for the whistle. That's Selby Warren who gets the stoppage with 16:19 to go in the second period.
And it's really been all Tufts here in the second period. Done a good job of controlling the puck at center and not allowing Salve Regina to really get in behind their defensive line. There's been 1 or 2 chances, but nothing substantial. The puck's been cleared out fairly quickly. They've gotten back on the offensive side.
Resnick on the draw, one back. Hands off, one-timer taken there by Pitts, blocked aside. Pitts now holds and waits. Steered on along, tipped on past Resnick. Kokuza backhands that one. Quick shot from Pitts, blocked by the stick there. Getting in the way of it, Brady Plaza. And here comes our first penalty. 24 minutes and 4 seconds into this one. And the whistle blows. To the box, it's going to be the Tufts Jumbos. Chris Thronson. Big moment here, Lucas. You had a little dig into the special teams numbers before this one, and very even matchup between these two sides. Penalty kills, power plays, both pretty successful on both ends.
Yeah, these are two teams that are really not afraid to go on special teams, I think, in either direction here, Dan, and that shows in the numbers, certainly. And, you know, Tufts, the problem is this kills a lot of the momentum that you and I had been talking about throughout the first part of this one. Tufts on the penalty kill, 81.8% success. And on the Salve Regina side, a very good power play, 25% so far.
One-timer shot down to a knee. Couldn't put it on net. That's Jonathan Hamill with a swing and a miss. First time today, Salve Regina are on the power play. Quick shot taken, save made. Karsten Kruska with a cruise missile. And a huge save made by the big man in net at 6'4", Gus Byland.
Yeah, Kruska calling for that one. He had open ice, and he was just a few feet away. The split second of needing to settle that puck down is what essentially allows the netminder to get into position. And it was a good job getting there for Byland, right? You use the post, you push off, you get yourself square, you make the save.
Turn behind the net, chasing down after this one. Tufts will get the clearance. Nice play there made by O'Hare. O'Hare and Mulvihill, the two skating forwards on this penalty kill unit on the ice for Tufts. Jamison Klein will win the race to this one. Pops it up into the air. Down with a catching glove by Hamill. More board battles ensue near side of your screen. It's a scrum, more rugby than hockey for a moment. Quick pass made, too much on it. Bouncing out the center for Teddy Hember. Hember steers that one through everyone. Thought about covering it up, instead just paddles it aside to keep it alive. Gus Byland, turning shot in front. Missing everything with that one, reeled around and out. The chance off the stick of Aiden Connolly, the Sacred Heart University transfer.
A good puck movement there, unable to really get a good shot on net. And for the most part, this power play has not been as successful as you'd like. I mean, it's the first one of the game, right? So you do have that feeling out process a little bit on special teams. But Tufts has done a good job of just being no nonsense in this situation.
That one backhanded off a body. Beautiful clearance again. The Jumbo's coming up, Jumbo. On the PK, the backhand play to steer that one on along through center by Zach Rizzo. Mobbitt knocked off his stick, right back to Brunton. Brunton taken down behind the play at the blue line. Dangerous little play there. Nearly a tripping call, didn't get it. Back to even strength, we skate 2 minutes off that power play chance. It's gone by the wayside. Lucas Tufts got to be happy with that one, and now immediately back to work.
And that's what it is. It's back to business as usual, right? It's a no-nonsense penalty kill, which you know that coach loves. Now here comes Salve Regina threatening in front. But again, this is what Tufts does. And you saw it at the end of the first. You're seeing it here. You collapse around the netminder, you get your stick on the ice, you play fundamentally, and the rest of the game will follow.
That one off a bunch of bodies, trying to fight it free in front. Guram turned on up and off the American flag. A patriotic miss right there.
Interesting move putting the flag on the hockey side of the net.
Is it?
It is, and I feel like you'd want to have that hanging on the far side in case it somehow gets dislodged.
That is true.
See what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying.
Yeah. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Operational thoughts with the Dan K Show. Much more than a hockey broadcast.
We do a little bit of it all for you. We try our best. Across the center line here, turned around. That spinning shot can't find its way on net. Taken by Cole Dubicki. Down behind the net goes Davis. The freshman will play there. Roger Davis is Roger that. Let's get it out of the zone. Around behind Byland. Byland stays home, Lucas. He's not going to be a netminder who's going to skate out a ton and play it for Tufts. He knows his size is to his advantage, wants to stay between the pipes and make you beat him. Doesn't want to get caught out too often.
No, and you know that's appreciated by Coach Norton. Having a netminder that stays home. A lot of times everybody thinks they want the flashy guy, the sick skater, right? But that doesn't fit everyone's identity. It doesn't fit what everybody wants to do. And you stay in net like that, it provides the anchor. It gives you the fundamentals, the foundation, if you will, to build an offense on top.
Again, 3 days of action here in the Tampa College Hockey Invitational. Today you've got Tufts taking on Salve Regina. Tomorrow, Salve Regina wraps up its time at the Tampa College Hockey Invitational with a matchup against SUNY Geneseo, and then SUNY Geneseo closes things out against the Tufts Jumbos on day 3. 7:30 p.m. start tomorrow, 4:30 puck drop on Saturday. That one handed on, trying to get a shot off was Resnick. It was blocked. Steers it towards Norwell. Norwell now trying to fight that one free for Fennell. Won't get it to him. The puck clears down.
Dan, it feels like right now Salve Regina kind of fighting for their lives a little bit, right? It's not pure desperation. You're not worried right now. The second period always brings with it some strange energies, things that were kind of underneath the surface. They tend to bubble up in the second. You're a little farther from help on the defensive side of the ice, right? So you have to be in control of the puck to really make sure you're rolling those line changes. So when things like this second period are happening and Tufts comes out, kind of a man on a mission, they're rolling. Salve Regina struggling to keep those guys fresh.
Pure Desperation was the name of my failed cologne company.
I can immediately see why. That's a nightmare name for a fragrance.
Pure Desperation?
Yeah. Was it a parfum or an eau de toilette?
I don't know what any of those words mean.
It's a concentration question.
It was a smell nice.
Unreal.
At center they go, 11:30 left in the second. Played down by Connolly for Salve Regina. Turns this one on along. Roger Davis getting some more ice time here in the second to Stephanie. Hands off, quick shot from Arizo. Patted down and save made, covered up by Byland.
And that's another good save by Byland. I mean, just looks in control. He's tracking these shots all the way in. He strikes me as a netminder, Dan, that the guys respect the line of sight. If he sees it, he saves it. And if your best bet is to keep that puck on one side of the center line.
If you see something, save something. That's what they tell netminders.
Yeah, that would make sense, actually.
Right?
Pretty much that is netminding.
That shot by Kruska knocked aside. In the corner now, turning with it. Kruska over Heinman, one-timer steered wide. No one there to redirect. Played on now. Dennis Davidson turned on ahead, chasing after this one. Eli Pilasov. Pilasov takes it right off Heinman. Heinman with the second chance effort knocks it away. Good reach with the blade. Trouble not gone yet. Turned on now is as Regina plays ahead. Chasing down after it's going to be Lamar. Turned on in front, covered up, hard hitting action. Couple more swings from Plaza. He was unhappy about a shove. Lucas, no friends being made in front of the netminder there.
No, I mean, normally we say, oh, you know, guys are just making some dinner plans, but at the NCAA level, we can call it what it is. They're not too pleased with each other. But I will say this, I have a feeling that Coach Norton is very pleased with Lamar's performance on this shift. You obviously saw the back check there, getting back into the zone in a hurry. But on that previous series, Dan, he had the man tied up in front so effectively with that stick lift that what could have been a point-blank shot on net got turned into a turnover, and Tufts was able to move the puck out of the zone.
Davis pitches that one off the back glass. We've reached the halfway point in this one. 2-1, the Tufts Jumbos lead behind Jonathan Horn's opening goal in this one for the Jumbos, and Dennis Davidson scoring the second. Hard hit at center. Here comes Giram. Giram backhand shot, scores it. Gear up with Giram. It's Thomas, another freshman score, tying it up at 2.
Woo! Absolute filth right there from the young man. That is taking it all the way down and handling it yourself. Popped it above the netminder, buried it in the back of the net. We got ourselves a 2-2 hockey game.
What a move by Giram. Took him for a walk right there. Put the body to him. That's a power move.
It's only power moves right now. Back and forth, two
power
teams.
Move. Power move.
You have a power move?
Power move.
I have a power move. A heavyweight fight to kick things off.
Played there, tied behind the net with Jamison Klein. 2-2 your score. We've reached the halfway point in this one, and we're no closer to deciding a winner than we were when we started.
We've seen a lot of great hockey in the interim, though, and certainly enough to potentially make some predictions about what the third will bring.
Beautiful play in front to the backhand, drew it along. Save was made, still scurrying for it, trying to find it. Carnage in the crease. The whistle blows, it's covered up by Warren. And Lucas just inches away. Hockey is a game of inches, centimeters for those of you north of the border or in Europe. And right there, close to a score.
I'll tell you what, if Warren is 5'8" instead of 5'11", that might be a goal, right? That's kind of the margins we're dealing with here. You're having to use every bit of pad and equipment that you've got to keep the puck out, and the lower half strength as well to be able to hold himself high in that crease and stop the puck.
Played by Hamill. Draws this one across the blue line, takes the zone entry shot, no trouble there into the glove. Saved by Byland.
Well, now we're settling into, I know it's not normal at a 2-2 game for a netminder duel, but I think this is starting to qualify as one because any other netminders, you feel like it could be 3-3, 4-4. There's been a lot of very good chances from both sides.
You feel like there's just been a couple lapses on each side at certain moments. A couple times where guys have gotten free, or you know, that goal there by Giram, he puts the body in and you let him get that first step, and he took advantage of it and pots it home. Not an easy goal by any means, but one of those where it's just, well, a couple weeks from now, you get closer to playoff time, the conference titles on the line. Some of these little lapses, creating some chances that these netminders are standing tall for.
As the season gets later, the little lapses loom larger. And that is, I mean, basically a blueprint for how to be successful. You have all season to tighten it up, because at the end, if you make those mistakes, it could end your season.
Turns this one on, played on in by Rory Andrio. One man who comes from the New Hampshire Avalanche EHL side. Played on up through center by Bramwell. He'll wear a hit but make the play. Fires it on in, not for long. Turned right back away for Eli Pilasov. Pilasov for the Tufts now. He'll steer on for Rizzo. Rizzo tries to wrap this one along. It's taken away by Arizo. Arizo to Arizo. A battle for the ages.
Right now, Dan, I think this game is being won and lost at center, especially in the second period. I think Tufts has really settled in. They've got guys that are staying square to the puck, and they're letting Salve Regina get into the zone. Make no mistake, but they're ready for it. They're not letting them get behind.
Arizo shovels that one towards the front of the net mouth. Couldn't find a connection. Instead, just hit the skate of Connolly and steered back to the boards on the near side of your screen at home. You're watching Law of the Dan K Show. Like and subscribe there to get reminded when the next 2 games are coming up. Every single broadcast will be free for you. That one dragged on in. Beautiful play. A hard hit, though. Going to bring a penalty here. And the chance is saved on net by Selby Warren. But trouble a brewing for Salve.
Yeah, and with 7:22 left, man going to the box right now. Not particularly happy about it either. Being escorted in by Schubert right there.
That's the front. That's right there, number 25, Cody Plaza, out of Danvers, Massachusetts. The brother of freshman Brady Plaza, who heads to the box trying to make a play in front. Takes them down. 7:22 to go. For the first time today in a tie game, the Tufts Jumbos on the power play. One back here on the draw. It's going to be Ethan Ulrich who gets to the loose puck. Hard cross ice look for Pitts. Pitts now plays this one down, turning back up Dubicki. Dubicki, a little miscommunication there, going to cause the clearance. Couldn't get on the same page as Ethan Ulrich. Jonathan Horn now. Horn tries to play it back towards his own net. Had it blocked and it worked out for him. Going to be able to race up the ice with this one. Horn hands off. Ulrich back for Horn. Tried to go through the legs. Could not. It steered aside on the second chance. No trouble there for the netminder Warren. Back on with this one, Ulrich. Ulrich dancing on free. Gives back up top. Pitts ushers it over. One-timer shot. Steers it high and out of play. The chance taken there by Dubicki was deflected up and out.
And I love that puck movement from Tufts. I mean, you're trying to get that puck down low into the slot. You realize there's no space. So what do? You kick it out. Then you kick it around. Then you fire it home on a one-timer. And that's kind of being adaptive, right? If Salve Regina is going to a turtle shell around their net, okay, then we're going to take the space that you're leaving us.
Jamison Klein turns that one along for Rizzo. Back behind, dragged on in front, tries to go 5-hole, somehow stays out of the net. Warren left it open, the paddle wasn't there. It catches just a mere touch of pad and stays on the goal line and out.
Netminders, leave the stitching on your pads a little frayed because it might just give you enough friction to stop pucks like that. They were going 5-hole all the way. They had the netminder on the move. They drew it up perfectly, but they didn't account for a great save coming through from Warren.
Hember turns, fires that one off a body. Tough turnover there on their own end for Salve Regina. Hember was trying to clear, instead turned it over at point-blank range. That one dragged in, shot, swatted aside. Catching the butt end of the stick there from Warren. Had bodies all over him in front. No way he saw that one till the last second. Still makes the stop. Carried on in by Klein. He's down to the ice. Ushers this one along. Beautiful pass there. From the corner, tipped on in front. Blocked aside yet again. Off the glass, off the head, out of the zone it comes. Good couple looks from Tufts. They've got to be thinking to themselves, what do we got to do to find one on this power play?
Well, this is where it starts to get frustrating if you're not careful. Some good shots, good positioning, and still no goal.
Hands this one with a backhand look. Turned back on, little game of catch there. Playing it is Fennell. Fennell, game of catch with Resnick. Resnick turns up top, Klein. Klein, one-timer shot, blocked aside. It was Rizzo who tried to hammer it home and could not. Back into the box they come, 5-on-5. We skate both sides, one chance with a power play. Both sides unable to find Pater. Trouble not gone though yet, Tufts still after it. That one turned on by Hember, who has been on the ice for 1:45 straight here. They've got to get a change soon, the long change period. Battling hard, that save will get it done as it's held on to. And Lucas, you gave a look there with 5 minutes to go in the second.
Well, from my angle here, and I'm kind of working around our production crew here. As the color guy, I've got to get creative in my angles. But what it has shown me was that save not as sure-handed, I think, as you may have led to believe by your camera angle. There was a little bit of indeterminate unsureness of where that puck was going, maybe expecting a touch but not getting one. That look I gave you, Dan, meant, wow, that one was close.
Like Dan Kay trying to pretend to be skinny at a photo shoot, getting creative with angles.
Hey,
What's up?
you look great in photos.
Hey,
You don't got to play with angles.
not all of them. Kings supporting kings. You
That's what we're all
drop this
about.
crown king. This one played on along Rory Andriol. Turns back on off the glass. Nice little chip out through center. That'll slow down enough to stay away from that icing end. Silas Oberting only gets it as far as Aiden Elkins, who just shovels right back behind the Tufts Jumbo's net. Turned on up. Davis wants it, won't get it. Played there by Lazat. Knocked aside. DeStefani. Davis will play it in front of the net. Fires on ahead. Offside whistle. Just got too excited with that one. Arizo like a kid on Christmas at the top of the stairs. Let me at him. Let me get the gifts.
And much like the kid at the top of the stairs, if you go in too early, the gifts get taken away. That's the rule. A little too
What?
early. That is the rule.
That wasn't the rule in my house.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you didn't grow up in an Italian family. That's the problem.
Hey.
Gifts get taken away first and foremost.
We were talking about Suni Geneseo. Sounds like one of your brothers up there in Jersey. Lucas Jones, notoriously Italian and from New Jersey.
Notoriously Italian. I'm fine with that.
We call him the human charcuterie board.
Charcuterie's French.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, man. Wait.
I think it is. Oh, boy.
Yeah, it is. It's got to be.
Yeah.
Charcuterie. Is that how you pronounce it?
I don't know what accent that was.
I don't know what it was
5 years,
either.
10 years of French between your broadcast crew, and that's what you get out of it.
I don't know, guys. We're trying up here. 3:41 to go in the second. 2-2 the score. What? So an antipasto would probably be the
And there you
Italian
go.
charcuterie.
Yeah. And antipasto. You pronounce like half the letters in it. The less pronunciation, the closer to Long Island you are.
Antipasto.
Yeah.
Gabagool. Many times featured in an antipasto.
And Dan, with 3:30 left in the second, I'm going to go down and get ready for my interview.
Nice work there. He'll be down there with Coach Jay Punske ice side. This one pitched on out the center. We're under the 3:30 mark in the second period. 2-2 your score. Jonathan Horn and Dennis Davidson, the goal scorers for Tufts. Horn trying to get involved in another one there. Little give and go pass. Jammed 5-hole, but closed for business with the save is Warren. Beautiful chance created in the give and go by Jonathan Horn along with the fenceman Chris Thronson. .3:13 on the clock. Full sail changes coming here for Salve Regina in their defensive end. It's going to be Calder on the draw. Logan Calder, the senior center out of Portage La Prairie, Manitoba, Canada. Up into the air it goes. Swatted down with a glove by Zach Rizzo. Turned on over. Got to get back on side there. That was Brunton. That was offside, but the icing whistle blows anyway with 2:58 to go in the second. Want to again thank Overspeed Hockey. We want to thank Ice Time. We want to thank Obi-Wan on Instagram. And we want to thank Invited Clubs. 160 private clubs for golf, for dinner, for everything nationwide. Go check it out sometime soon. 5 clubs in the Tampa area alone. Hard hit there. Tapped on along, off a skate, kicked out the center. Back onto this one, that's going to be none other than Zach Rizzo, who's seen a lot of ice in this second period and has played well for Tufts. Rizzo again, in front of his own netminder with that pass. Gets it back from Philip Lamar. Lamar through the legs, tipped on in. It was Trace Norwell who got a touch on it. Dangerous pass in their own end. Salve, a couple of those in the second period. Gotta be careful firing the puck in front of your netminder. No worse for wear there after that one. Elkins tips this one. He'll find his way to Connolly. Whistle gonna blow. And with 2:01 to go, an elbowing call on its way. To the box, Salve Regina. That's going to be number 72, Matthew Brunton out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, elbowing the call, and will close out this second period with the Tufts Jumbos up a man. For the Jumbos on the power play, it's going to be number 10, Eli Pilasoff, the transfer from Union College, taking the draw. Pilasoff waits on this one, he'll win it. Back for Pitts. Pitts skates towards the point, hands back. Horn, quick shot, missing blocker side. Out through center it goes. Horn tried to take the early go of it on that one. Sneak one by Selby Warren, but missed it all and found its way back outside the zone. Good high pressure from Kruska here to slow him down for a moment. Thought about handing ahead, won't do it. Instead, Ulrich off the weight up at the blue line. In comes Horn, spinning with this one, tied up in the skates, trying to get a clearance, could not. Mob it on that one. Turned back by Dubicki. Dubicki flanked here on his right by Pitts. Now will hand off for Horn. Horn skates it in, tightening things in front of the net. Behind the net to the Gretzky area, the Gretzky office goes Dubicki. Dubicki looking back for Horn. Horn back up top, Pitts. Pitts drags that one in, looking for the redirection in front was Dubicki. Couldn't get a touch on it. Instead, a glove save made by Warren with 1:02 to go on the power play.
And it's great positioning by Tufts. I mean, I'm down here at ice level now, so I can see it kind of up close and personal. And the movement right now, the swirling action, it's second to none right now, Dan. And this is why they've been, I think, so successful in the second period of play, elite positioning.
Like a great ice cream maker, Lucas, swirling action on the soft serve.
Again, he's not wrong.
Hands up, thought about the clapper, won't take it. That shot catches the netting. It pops off the moorings. The chance taken by Jamison Klein. And the whistle stops us.
And you don't mind a little stop and go here at the end of the period. I mean, with the high pace that's been played so far in the last 19 minutes and 14 seconds, the stop and go, I think, is about due here. Both teams are a little bit gassed, and for Salve Regina, they are trying to survive the last 46.
46.7 on the clock, 46 seconds on the power play. 2-2 your score. Salve Regina wins the draw, nearly got a clearance. Beautiful work by Rizzo to keep this one alive for Tufts. Back for Resnick. Resnick tried to hand behind the net, has it taken off him. Nice play there by the hands of Aiden Elkins, who gets the clear. Head of steam now racing on through center. This is going to be Jamison Klein. Does it all by himself from East Coast to West Coast. Across the whole rink with this one. Now gets caught up in the corner by Elkins. Elkins won't let this one free. Keeps it on his skate. Around it comes past Klein. Short-handed chance coming before the buzzer. Hamill, he's got 5 seconds left. Takes a shot. It's waffle boarded away. Gus Spilin needed the stop, and that will do it for the period, for the power play, for the second frame in this one. 2-2 your score. Lucas Jones will head over to the bench of Salve Regina to meet up with Coach Jay Punske after a high-flying second period, if it was a settling-in period and a welcome back from the break period in the first, the second was the opposite. These two sides settling in and feeling in mid-season form after the second 20. And Coach Punske reunited with Lucas Jones. Tell him I said hi.
Coach, first I'm going to start off by saying Dan Kay does not say hi. He never once instructed me to say hi. Yep. Okay, yeah, he told me to say hi to you. Coach, let's talk about a second period that, while it started off, it seemed like you guys were on the back skate. You certainly recovered towards the end. What did the second period from your team look like?
Well, first of all, I miss you guys. It's good to see you again.
We miss you too. It's good to see you, Coach.
Happy to have you back. I mean, I think it's two fast teams. Each team's making plays, and I think we were a little on our heels at the start of the second, but we made some adjustments and found our game. We were able to even it up. Killed off a couple penalties. You know, we're starting the third period on a power play, so hopefully we can find a way to execute.
Now, Coach, your team's coming into this game with an impressive record, 12-1 on the season. Talk about the squad this year. How pleased are you with their performance?
Culture wins. I mean, they're a fantastic group of young men. They love each other. They love the school that they go to. They support and push each other. And you know, when you care about the guys next to you and you play an unselfish team game, you get a high ceiling. And I think we have a ton of talent, and we're doing it as a five-man unit. So I've been very happy with where we're at. And hopefully, you know, second half we can continue to push.
Coach, thank you so much for the time.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Back up to you.
Incredible work by Lucas Jones, mostly down ice side. Jay Punske, wonderful interview. To be able to turn an interview with a novice into what sounds like Stanley Cup level production is something that Coach Punske, Coach Norton, both of them, Tufts and Salve Regina, the professionalism of these programs, to elevate what Lucas is dishing out down their ice side. Proud of both of them.
If you want, I can ask them what their favorite sandwich is.
That's the kind of questions I was asking before I was fired from the ice side job. Lucas, great work down there ice side. 2 periods of hockey in the books. We're going to take a breather and a break here. Live from Advent Health Center Ice, the Tampa College Hockey Invitational. Presented by Overspeed Ice Side. We thank Toby, Ty, Melissa, Ian, Pat Norton, Jay Punske, the whole crew out here today. Our engineer, Brian Linzer. Lucas Jones, ice side. I'm Dan Kay. We've got more hockey to come. It's a close one. It's a tie ball game. Dan Kay, ready to bring it to you. Welcome back into the rink as our officiating crew takes the ice. Our two teams wait with bated breath. The Tufts Jumbos 2, the Salve Regina Seahawks 2. It's tied up after 2. And you've got two men in the booth here ready to bring you the call for this third and deciding period of hockey. If we're still tied after 20, we'll need extra time. We'll need overtime. It'll be 3-on-3 for 5 minutes. If we're still tied after that, a shootout. Still tied after the shootout. We'll just keep going until we decide it. And a man excited for every step in front of us left in this one. My right-hand man, my consigliere, mon frere from another mayor, Lucas Jones. Welcome back into the booth for the third period.
Thank you, Dan. Excited to be back in the booth for the third. And it's been great walking around this rink, too, as I make my way down to ice level. Lots of familiar faces starting to funnel into the building for the junior event being held starting tomorrow, running into next week. So, you know, you're walking by. Everybody wants to say hello. But I got to be down at ice level in a minute 30. I was like, I'll catch up with you after the game if you're still here.
There's so much merriment in this building with the USPHL about the hosted showcase, Lucas, and you can feel that energy in the building at the junior level. And here, this college hockey matchup, NCAA Division III battle extraordinaire in front of us. We've got 3 full days of action here from the Advent Health Center ice.
But before we start looking ahead, we've got to look at what's about to happen. Two great teams having themselves a great game, coming out for a third period of play that is sure to be as interesting as the first two. As we said, lots of back and forth, but I think the more interesting thing is that it hasn't been these quick switches of momentum. It has been long, drawn-out slogs, game-changing minutes that both teams have found themselves on the right side of momentum. So we'll see if that's going to shift here in the third, but I got to imagine, Dan, you're going to be seeing more of the same.
For those of you who were listening in at home, at the end of that second period, Lucas interviewed Coach Punske, and he said, good thing is we have a power play to start the third. That's because of a roughing call that occurred in a scrum at the end of that period after a late shot was taken, and none other than Zach Rizzo has been placed in the box for roughing. 20 minutes left in the third. The Salve Regina Seahawks are on the power play, and with puck drop for the third and potentially final time today, it is hockey time here in Tampa, Florida. Teddy Hember will start with this one. He's joined by Grant Hyman. A stick goes flying here at center and some physicality. That one turned back up top to Stephanie. Skates to the corner. Thought about a centering look, instead passes this one behind the net. To Stephanie, reels it right back in. One timer shot clapped on from a knee like Marty St. Louis by Johnny Hamill. Back after it goes Hember. He's chased and trailed by Dubicki defensively. On the power play now on the PK is Dubicki. A two-way star. Hember hands this one, trying to find Kruska. Kruska has it tapped on off him. Hember loses his edge all alone right in front of your camera here. Hember gets back to his feet and reels it back in. Hard pass from Hamill. Up for Hember. Hember ushers this one over. Shot and gloved. Beautiful save made with Calder bearing down on net.
Yeah, Calder just trying to bother some folks, right? Get down low, start pushing and shoving. It's 2-on-1 in the wrong direction for him, but he's still in there just checking to make sure that puck is as secure as the netminder says.
57 seconds remains in the power play. Chance for Salve Regina. Draw sets up. It's Mabit, Parker Mabit. Wins this one back. Turn towards the blue line. Chipped aside. Good work there by Resnick. Pressuring on ahead. Brunton pushes that one with the backhand. Given on one timer shot from Arizo was patted aside. Another save made by Byland. Hands up top, Plaza. Plaza moves this one along. Back for Arizo. Dangerous from there. Shot low, scores it. It's a power play goal. Jack Arizo rising up with his second of the game.
Second goal of the game. And you look at this power play goal, it's just shooter on netminder, right? You move the puck effectively for Salve Regina, sure. But then it's up to the man. It's up to Arizo. He's got to find a spot. And he's able to get the netminder just to cheat a little bit towards the post, open up the spot between the body and the glove, and a snipe shot finds the back of the net.
18:25 left to go in the third, and a power play is finally paid off for Salve Regina. They take the lead. The last time they had the lead, it was the first period of action, Lucas. Tufts scored 2 unanswered. Salve Regina tied us back up. Now take the lead right back. A seesaw battle here to kick off the Tampa College Hockey Invitational.
Well, when you talk about tenacity, that's what the real-life effect of it is, right? It's being able to score a goal about 1 minute and 30 seconds into the game and then not take the lead until 1 minute 30 seconds in the third. That's how you have to play these games.
Roger Davis leaves this one behind his net for Aiden Elkins. Elkins now. Tipped on a long, nice little cross-ice pass, knocked off the stick of Davis for a moment. That one centered on, quick shot. Elkins puts his skate in front of it. A big block shot for Aiden Elkins. And that one squirts its way in front of net to be covered up by Warren. No trouble for him there.
Well, it takes a little bit from everyone to be able to play great defense, right? Sometimes it's getting your body in front of a puck and just wearing one. Sometimes it's getting a stick on the ice and making a great play. And then at the end of the game, you count up all those little moments, and, Dan, you find out that the team, sometimes with more of those moments, ends up winning.
Take the good, you take the bad.
Take them both.
You got the facts of life.
Ooh, the facts of life.
Another reference. Not one skater on this ice has any clue about.
By decades.
I mean, I don't even really have a clue about it. It's kind of...
Yeah, it's secondhand knowledge for us, technically.
Secondhand knowledge. It's a quiz show I hosted on ABC, Lucas.
Is it testing you on things that you don't know, you only know that other people know?
You have to have known it from other people knowing it.
That feels like such a short list of questions.
Show it off the air quick. That's why you never saw it. Around this one comes, played on ahead for Connolly. Aiden Connolly now across the checkered line at center. Handed on for Brunton. Brunton steers this one in. Big hit into the boards there. Getting the worst of that was Silas Oberding. Slow to his feet. Looks to be okay. Turned back on by Horn. Horn at center. Chips it along, trying to find his connection with Ethan Ulrich. Ulrich can push it behind the net. He's hit hard now. 4 minutes through this third frame. At center, it's knocked along. Played there by Brunton. Brunton to the backhand, shovels on. Save made, steered aside, rebound try is stoned as well. Held out too tight, the paraphernalia by Byland.
And that's an interesting play by Max Resnick. Kind of flying through the play on his belly, penguin style. But in doing so, really broke up that second chance. I don't know if the shooter was stunned or physically blocked, but either way, it worked. Resnick was able to stop a pretty good shot on net.
Tell you what, I was watching a documentary the other day, Lucas, and it's amazing how good of dancers penguins are.
Dancers?
Yeah, they dance.
I didn't know that.
I believe the documentary is entitled Happy Feet.
Ah, see, we could talk about it after the game, but Dan, that was not a documentary.
I don't know. It seemed like it.
Looked pretty real to you.
Played on through center. It's Brunton. A 2-on-1 chance for Salve Regina. Holds. Wait, shot. Kick saved away. Big job with the pad right there. Knocking it along with the stop to keep this one a 1-goal differential. Byland with the save. That one onto the net. Byland stops it and covers up.
Byland is going through it right now. A lot of these shots are finding the places where he isn't. Having to flick a pad out there or get himself moving side to side pretty quick. He's having to make the good saves, the hard saves, the ones that might cement him as a pretty legendary player in this game if things go his way.
Mobbitt on the draw. He's taking on John Mulvihill, the assistant El Capitan. Mulvihill wins this one forward for Liam O'Hare. Here comes O'Hare. He chips in. Down after it, Marcus Sang. Pitched on off the glass, going to be finding its way up to the blue line and now out. It was Kruska who gets it free. Kruska asking for it, won't get it, kicked aside. Jumping up out of the way of a big hit there. Offside, going to be whistled at 15:01 to go in regulation. Lucas, let's play a fun game for you.
Okay.
How many bananas do the Salve Regina Seahawks have sitting ice side? How many bananas? It's a bananas amount.
27.
51.
That's bananas.
That's a lot of bananas.
These players,
Powered by potassium.
I mean, I don't even know what potassium does, but I know it's important.
Helps with cramping. In the words of MLB legend Munenori Kawasaki, monkey never cramps.
And again, the man's correct.
Great interviews. If you've never seen them at home, folks, a nice thing to watch on YouTube.
When you're done watching this,
We're just promoting YouTube now.
go watch that. It's this little-known site called YouTube you're currently on. Give them your business.
You can Google anything. Or search anything on YouTube. That shot missing wide. Chipped on along, out through center. It's going to be Hamill. Hamill throws on the brakes, trying to find his man. Stolen aside. Sticking that one out of the way was Eli Pilasoff on the back check. Nice job by Pilasoff there.
Yeah, that's about as fundamentally sound as it gets. It doesn't look flashy, but it looks correct, and that's what every coach wants to see.
Brunton lets that one go. Oberting, around it comes. Backing up is Bramwell off a skate. Down to the ice they go. Hard hit there, Ulrich. Ulrich wraps behind. Delayed penalty call coming here against Salve Regina. Guessing that's going to be an interference call on that skate through center. Yes, it is. Interference call against the Seahawks. Heading to the box forward, trying to be physical. Got a bit too much on it. Is the man from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, Jacob Bramwell.
Yeah, that interference call, you could see that one coming. And with 13:45, a lot of time left, but there's no time like the present for the Jumbos. They're going to have a man advantage.
For the third time today, the Tufts Jumbos are on the power play. Make sure to stick around at the end of this one when this game concludes. Lucas will have our stars of the game on ice side. They'll get a gift, they'll get a hat, they'll get an interview. Drew Pitts turns this one back up for Pilasoff. Pilasoff back for Pitts. 15 seconds already gone on this power play chance. The Jumbos trying to regain the end. Pitts enters the zone a step too late, just a bit offside with 13:22 to go in the third and 1:38 in the power play.
And that's one you kind of want back. I mean, there were certainly a lot of penalty killers in the zone, but a good head of steam trying to get that one in there. And now, more importantly, you're going to have to win a faceoff.
Fennell wins this one back for Resnick. Resnick jumps through two to get himself into the zone, falling to the ice, but makes the play. Behind the net, Norwell. Norwell, Resnick. Resnick turns up Klein. Klein back Resnick. Handed on in front, shot blocked again by Aiden Elkins. He's got 3 blocks in this one. That one turned on at the blue line. Held and waited. Gives on for Rizzo. Rizzo, quick shot taken, steered aside. It was Norwell with a chance. Rizzo, Norwell, skating on in. There's a quick shot. Save made. It was Klein on that one. Klein gets it back from Rizzo. Now turns this one over. Skating in Resnick. Resnick tries to tap it behind that pass. Too hard and clears. Changes coming now for Tufts. Having to buy some time is Jamison Klein. He'll get his fresh skates on now as well. Jumping past Brunton. Pressured by Mabbitt. Mabbitt can't get there. Going to be taken on by Jonathan Horn. Turned over 2-on-1. Short-handed chance from Salve Regina. Backhands in front. Just steered wide. Net off the moorings with 23 seconds to go on the power play. It's Salve Regina with the best chance.
And that was a nifty-looking play. Would have been a highlight reel goal for sure. But you can't sit back on this Salve Regina side. They are too fast. They are too aggressive. And we've seen both sides where if they get an opportunity, even if they're down a man, they're going to push the puck. They're going to go for that offensive chance. Worst case scenario, it's just a very aggressive penalty kill.
Ladies and gentlemen at home, be sure to follow along with @the_DanK Show, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you get your content. Come give us a follow. All kinds of college, junior, youth, and professional hockey club coverage covering the World Juniors right now. The DanK Show, we've got our two correspondents, James and Josh. We're getting chirped aplenty from the folks north of the border.
And you can catch up on social media our interview with E.J. Raddick about the World Juniors as well, NHL analyst.
Hooking call coming here. The whistle blows. And it's going to be Salve Regina back to the box. You just survived a PK and you'll start another. It's Brunton on the hook.
That's a tough one. I mean, you can talk your way out of that first penalty kill. You know, these things happen. You're going to have to do it eventually. But to go back down a man after you just killed off the power play, this is tough. This is your dig deep moment, and you still have 11:42 left.
Resnick on the draw against Logan Calder for the fourth time today. The Tufts Jumbos on the power play. This time trying to be the charm for Tufts. Tough defense being played up in the blue, up at the center line here by Salve Regina. Turned on in. Horn wants to get after it. He will not. Thrown right back out. Got to imagine a couple tired skates in this top power play line, Lucas. They were on the ice when the first penalty came. Played the power play, now back again. That one jammed on, stick to side. Couldn't make it onto the net. It was Farrell in the way.
There's certainly going to be some exhaustion.
That one in front, turned on, save made. Rebound, try, can't find it. Trying to chip it home on his backside there. Whistle won't blow, puck still free. Trying to find it, netminder asking for a stoppage, and will finally get it. No one could find the puck. No one could get a whistle. Ref saying he had eyes on it, and no one can score it.
Just building a wall in front of the net. Players collapsing on top of each other. I'm surprised anyone found the puck, let alone the netminder. At a certain point, Dan, it looked like guys were just taking hacks at anything that was dark enough that could be the puck.
You get in those situations, and there's nothing scarier for a defenseman, for a netminder, than losing sight of that hockey puck and not hearing that whistle in those moments. You just know it's somewhere. The amount of times you watch the puck come free and a forward just makes that little nifty drag and lift shot right into the back of the net. Salve Regina going to salvage that one there defensively. Tufts cannot believe they didn't find a goal to tie it. Another chance here, shot high from Horn. Losing an edge, going to create a break the other way. Horn trying to get back after it, cannot. It's Mobbin with the shot, 5-hole saved. Oh, what a stop made there by Bylan on the break. Nearly scored that one by him.
And what a job by the netminder, too, because he was drifting backwards on that play. Certainly trying to give himself some more space, and when the puck came away, it's about 6 or 7 inches away from that goal line. So if you don't have the ability to stop yourself as a netminder drifting backwards, you might carry that thing right into the net.
Parker Mobbitt was the man on the drive there. Losing an edge, falling to his backside was Cole Dubicki, which created that chance. Back after it goes Tufts. Hands this one on for Norwell. Norwell centers on, shot, blocker to side, another save by Warren. 25 seconds left now on the power play. The second in a row for Tufts. That one jumping into the zone, save made, great chance created by Marcus Sang, the young man from Toronto, Ontario.
Yeah, this is a skater that we talked about in the beginning of the game. He's got a big frame, 6'2", 215, the left-handed shot. Coming to this team from the New Jersey Titans in the Null, and he kind of not just blew past everyone, but kind of tic-tac-toed his way past everyone there. Some good stick work.
Call him the California King. Big frame. 21-12, Georgia.
Absolutely. We're coming back to the California King joke.
He's a California King. It's not a joke.
That bet is a joke. It's too much. No one needs it.
Says the tiniest broadcast partner in the booth.
Exactly. You think a regular-sized broadcaster could fit in here?
I can't fit on a plane seat that's not first class.
that's a personal preference.
I get marks on my knees.
Yeah, sure you do.
I do. I need the upgrades. I need them. It's what I say while in tears to every flight attendant as I enter the flight.
That's where the whole budget went.
But please.
My knees.
My precious knees. Fired on through center, chasing after this one. Now it's going to be O'Hara, who couldn't win the race on that one. Just a step behind it. Mulvihill now will knock it in. O'Hara will get after this one. Little push on him. That one tipped right back out the center. 9 minutes to go in the third. No-nonsense defense here on this shift for Salve Regina. Hard hit into the boards. Teddy Hember gets the worst of it, but keeps the puck on his stick. Hands on Roger Davis. Davis across center, fires it onto the net, stick to side. No chances taken by Byland. Back out Elkins. Elkins swings, taps this one up into the air. Handed back on, trying to find his way through the defense and does. Elkins puts a body on him for a moment. Turned back up, was looking for help, trying to find Eli Pilasov and could not. Mob it again. Had that breakaway chance, could have made it a 2-goal advantage. Short-handed, just barely missing a score as Byland came up big.
Yeah, and it feels like the longer this game stays at 3-2, the more chances you're just giving the other side, right? It's come so close so many times to finding that tying goal.
That one onto the net, knocked down by Byland, covered up, no chances taken. 8 minutes, 10 seconds left to go.
And I like the way that Byland plays. We've talked about it a lot, I think, today, but he's just very conservative in the way that he approaches the game, right? Stays at home, we've talked about. Covers the puck, not afraid to let the boys try to win a faceoff. Just an absolutely stellar net minding performance today.
Stellar coaching performance. I love the way both these guys coach. Like Pat Norton, he's not a panic guy, right? Like you're trailing by one, you're not seeing panic in him. He's still telling the guys to stick to the program, right? Keep playing your game. That one's going to make him frustrated, though. That's a dangerous little pass there turned over. But sticking to the game plan, trying to play their game, not trying to get outside of themselves. Now it's still 8 minutes to go. On the other side for Coach Punske, it's just his teams are always so intelligent. Every level he's ever coached at, everywhere I've ever called a game, you just can always see that the guys know the X's and O's of the game of hockey.
It's attention to detail for both sides, right? Different details, sure, different game plans, yes. But it's the demand for the attention that I think is the hallmark of both coaches.
Horn going to carry this one in by himself. He's hit from behind there.
Got away with that one, Dan. Big time. Avoided yet another penalty. This time could have been tripping.
Yeah, a couple of those trips have kind of gone by the wayside for both sides. That one would have been a huge one here as we get late into the frame. 7 minutes to go now. Around this one comes, that's Bramwell. Hands that one, trying to reel it in was Brady Plaza. Lost it, now on for Guillermo, who gets called for the offside.
And the time starting to trickle away a little bit quicker here, right? The longer this puck stays open and in play, the worse it becomes for Tufts. If it can stay kind of, the quick whistles, the short intervals, then you have an opportunity to win some faceoffs and do some damage.
DeStefani taking on Fennell. Brendan Fennell, the Avon Old Farms Prep School man from Melrose, Massachusetts. 30 points in his collegiate career. Arizo, he's already got 2. If he gets another, we lose our hats. Arizo back around with that one chipped up into the air. Stick the side with a high stick. Played by Tufts. DeStefani holds, waits. Hits the blade there, trying to play it through center. Jammed right back in again. That's going to be Grant Heineman on that one, the freshman. Connolly tied him up for a moment. Pitts comes out of the fray with it. Pitts off the skate of Resnick. The neutral zone, a tough place to play right now for both sides. That one passed on with a beautiful backhand. Falling to his front side was Norwell with the shot as he just steers it wide. Norwell asking for it back, couldn't get there. This one pitched on up and out. Chasing down after it, Pitts knocks that one away from Plaza. Plaza trying to get back after it, Kruska. Pitched on high into the air by Jamison Klein, up and out of play. Whistle blows, 5:42 remaining in regulation.
And things getting a little more physical as well. Some open ice hits, really borderline on the interference call. And that's coming from me, a guy who really enjoys the physical defensive play. You're going to want both teams to clean it up here. Going to the box could be devastating with 5:42 left to go. You're starting to get into that point of the game where for Salve Regina, they just want to turn the puck away. And for Tufts, they got to get in deep.
Played by Oberting. Nice chip in by him. Behind the net after this one goes Roger Davis, who's had a heck of a game. Got to call out Zach Rizzo and Roger Davis. Doesn't matter who they've been on the ice with. These two have been everywhere in this one. And now a penalty coming for interference. Already down by one, now down a man on the ice as Silas Oberting gets caught with the interference at the blue line.
And this is that big moment we talked about, right? It's the call's been borderline. They've been letting him go, but if you take advantage, that's going to be a penalty called. And Dan, I'm going to start heading down ice side. Still be available.
Yeah,
you let me know.
Bring the hats. Don't forget those.
I won't forget those.
Don't
I
forget
have
the hats.
forgotten them in the past.
I have too. It's the biggest part of this. 5:23 to go. Salve Regina on the power play, up by one. 3-2 the score. Tufts, it's not over if one finds its way home with the extra man, but it gets more difficult to climb that 2-goal mountain. Trying to keep it a 1-goal game here and then get to work climbing back in. Maybe they'll do it shorthanded, looking for an interference call there. They won't get it. Through the legs, dragged on net, swatted down with a glove by Selby Warren, who sells out for Salve with that save. Gonna have to rename it Save Regina if Selby Warren keeps playing this way between the pipes. Max Resnick on the draw for Tufts. 22 seconds gone on the power play. Could still hear Pat Norton on the bench, letting his frustrations be heard. He thought after that pass up for Norwell that Fennell got interfered with trying to run with him. Thought he was going to have a 2-on-1 turn into a 1-on-1 race down the ice because of the hit, and he could have gotten the call, didn't get it. That quick shot off the blocker, knocked aside to Stephanie O'Play. Across the blue line they come, Hamill. Hamill moves this one around for Kruska. Kruska crushing into this one. Hard hit on front. To the corner. Hember waiting up top, trying to see if this one comes free. It does. Played on ahead, missing his man with the outlet pass. Ulrich, though, happy to see it skate the other end. Ulrich will take it behind for Tufts. Holding, waiting, wondering, now turns back towards the corner. Hember going to wind up with it. 4:15 to go in regulation. 50 seconds on the power play. Hember pops that one along Connolly. Connolly to the corner. Flipped up over heads there, finding its way for Brunton. 4 minutes left in regulation. Centering pass. Arizo looking for his third. Couldn't get it on. Tipped on free off the glass. Bouncing out through center. It's going to be Connolly after it. Knocks it loose. Turning back on it. Turned over for Horn. Now Brunton winds up with it. 15 seconds left to go. Salve Regina yet to put one on net on the power play here. Tufts with 2 shots on goal with it. They're short-handed shots. Plaza backs up. Quick shot taken, scores it with a second left on the clock. It's a power play goal. Cody Plaza powers it home. The skater so good they named a whole group of buildings after him. Cody Plaza makes it 4-2, and now it's code red for the Tufts Jumbos. You check to the bench to see if a timeout's coming here to talk. 4-2 the score. You gotta imagine you see a netminder out of the pipes here quickly. huge score there. Beautiful pass, beautiful shot. There was legitimately 1 second left on the power play. The Tufts Jumbos looked like they were going to get out of there unscathed. And the first shot on goal is the one that finds the twine. Salve Regina, Tufts Jumbos. What a great game this has been for us. We hope you are enjoying watching at home. The Dan K Show getting a chance to call some college hockey to kick off 2026. We are proud to be here, and we are thankful to all you families, fans, and parents, faculty members who make this game possible for these young men skating on the ice in front of us at the NCAA Division III level. Happy New Year, everyone, and we hope you enjoy us down the stretch here with 2:53 to go. Post-game, Lucas Jones will have our star of the game presentation, each side with one. Gotta imagine Jack Arizo, if it holds like this, might find his way on the podium for Salve Regina. Jonathan Horn with a stellar performance for the Jumbos. Big draw here. Salve Regina, quick face-off win, turning shot from Parker Mobbitt. Kicked aside with a save, Byland yet again. This is exactly where you want to keep the puck if you're the Seahawks. On the Tufts end of things. Doesn't matter how, just get it done. Tufts now trying to get ahead. Looking to the bench is going to be Byland. They won't get him yet. Need to get that zone presence to do so. Turned on up for Cody Plaza. He pitches this one along. High in his net, looking towards the bench again is Byland. Fired right back down, hand goes up, whistle blows. A tough icing to take there. Heinman frustrated with himself on that one. Two was the score entering this third period of play. Salve Regina. Power play action in this period. 2 power play goals. The special teams living up to the term special in this third period. 2 for 2 with the extra man. Putting us at this point, this precipice in this one. Tufts with the timeout. Coach Norton wants to talk things through with the troops down ice side. Lucas Jones gets ready for the ice side. I don't see him. Where'd he go? Oh, he's underneath me there. Hi, Lucas.
Hi, Dan.
Snuck up on me. What do you got?
That's what I do.
There?
You've underestimated the sneakiness. I'm getting ready for our post-game presentation. Now, even though we don't have necessarily the tournament feel, we are going to have a star of the game from both teams. They're going to receive a little gift basket from the organizers. And we're going to get a chance to talk to a player from each side, because as much as, we do have winners and losers, we want to make sure that the players, the programs, they get, as much FaceTime and airtime as we possibly can.
Yeah, for sure. Who doesn't love FaceTime? It's a great way to get in touch with relatives.
I don't know. I don't like FaceTime as much. It's not my thing. Just call me.
It's not mine either, like in terms of, I'm not using it every day, but for the family, I love FaceTime.
Yeah, just call me or send me an email.
All the parents at home, we remind the players, hey, call mom and dad more often. What are we doing? Or maybe not. Sometimes they don't want you to call them. Empty nesters may be like, hey, we're okay. 2:13 to go. Coming out of the timeout, the net is empty. Tufts going to take their last big swing at it here. Face off won by the Jumbos, 6-on-5. That shot finds its way through 5 or 6 in front of net and hits the pad of Selby Warren. Save made. Arizo chasing after it, trying to find it. Can do. In the corner, centers on in front, won't find his man. That one tapped just wide of the post. Swinging at it and trying to knock it home was Aiden Connolly. 1:45 left now, still 6-on-5 we skate. Horn, he'll cut through center. Gets behind everyone. Horn carries it on all by his lonesome. He's stoned by Warren. 1:35, the time left on the clock. 4-2, Tufts trails Salve Regina. Timeout taken here. They'll talk it through again. Lucas, those timeouts, you can't take them with you.
No, you definitely have to use them. And I think with, just over 90 seconds left here, you can't count any team out only down 2. Yes, the first one has to come quickly, but, once you get that first one in, the second one's right behind it.
Talk to me here, Lucas. You're coming out of here 6-on-5, coming out of the timeout. You like the early look on this draw? Are you a guy who likes them to win the draw and set it up, try to work it like a power play? You just trying to get that first shot in there, see if you can sneak one home?
You got to get the first shot in, because I think what it does is it sets up the second chance opportunity. If you're not scoring, you have to stop the clock. You're almost in a football mindset here, because if you spend too much time setting up that first goal, you have to go back to center ice and win it. So you got to win it while you're on the offensive side. You got to score as quickly as you can.
You're like echoing up here.
I know. I can hear that.
Were you on the PA?
I don't think so.
It sounds like
I
you're
hope
on the
not.
PA. I think you're in the whole ring. Lucas Jones making a statement ice side. Max Resnick on the draw, joined by Cole Dubicki to his left. Ulrich stacked behind him. Horn even further back, running the I formation off the draw. Face off one, huge start to it. Gives back up top, Pitts. One-timer shot off the shoulder blade there and saved aside by Warren. Ulbrich got a race down after it. Brunton tries to beat him to it, could not. 1:15 left now. Gotta find pay dirt soon if you're Tufts. Horn takes a shot, bouncing by. Settled back up, trying to restart it. Pitts skates it down. Plinkoed on ahead, on for Ulrich. Ulrich hands back Pitts. Trades places. Quick shot looking for a redirect. Won't get it. Resnick was parked in front. Clap bomb taken there. Save made. Kick save and a beauty by Warren. Full ice shot bouncing end over end. Down it goes. No icing coming. Tufts got to restart it. That one was deflected on the way out. Got the icing waved off. Mobbit. Second chance going to be the charm. Shoots it at the net just wide. No icing coming. Waiting back after it. Backhanding it home. Ball game. Cody Plaza. His second of the game. Second in a row as well. And it's 5-2 with 23.8 seconds left on the clock. Salve Regina going to get their 13th win of the campaign. What a job right there. It's a little tricky play off the change. So Salve Regina, you get one change coming off in the center of the bench there. Cody Plaza leaks out on the far side towards center ice. And as the clearance comes, they timed it up perfectly to wave off the icing. And it's as easy as a wraparound score on an empty net for Cody Plaza to put the final nail in the coffin. Whistle going to come here with 6.1 seconds to go. A penalty on the way. Holding called. One last trip to the sin bin before we close things out. Despite the power play chance for Tufts, down 3 with 6 seconds left, they'll keep the netminder in. Byland will hang home. It'll be 5-on-4 hockey. No, they'll take him out. Byland get ahead of the bench now. They're going to bring on Eli Pilosoff as the sixth skater. 6-on-4. 6 seconds left to go. That one to the corner. Tied up there. Whistle will blow. The buzzer will sound. The Seahawks win it. 5-2, the final score. Came into the final period tied up, and it was all Hawks. Down the stretch, a power play goal by Jack Arizo, a power play goal by Cody Plaza, and finally a wraparound empty netter to seal the deal by Cody Plaza. Yet again, the final score, 5-2. Coach Jay Punske in his first season behind the bench for Salve Regina gets a win in the Tampa College Hockey Invitational, going to 1-0 in the tournament. For Tufts to have a chance to win it all, they will be big SUNY Geneseo fans tomorrow night. You'll watch that right here on YouTube, the Dan K Show's official YouTube, as SUNY Geneseo takes on Salve Regina. If Salve Regina wins tomorrow night, it is all said and done. It is wrapped up. They will hoist the cup. If Salve Regina loses tomorrow night to SUNY Geneseo, then it will be Tufts versus SUNY, and anybody could win it. That's the fun of a three-team tournament, of this round-robin play. There's a cup on the line in January, and we are here to watch it all. Lucas Jones down now to grab our 2 stars of the game. He's getting ready ice side, and he'll let us know when he's ready for his moment in the sun, in the spotlight here. Toby, Ty, Lucas, the entire crew that put this thing together. Excited for the center ice festivities. And now we go down to our tournament directors, Toby and Ty, with our man Lucas Jones for the post-game presentation and closeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you, the second annual College Hockey Invitational down here in Tampa. Both teams, great. Tufts, again, class act, unbelievable effort. Salve, great way, great gritty, great W tonight. Hats off to both teams, but before they go, I'd like to thank the officials. I think a lot of times they get thrown under the bus by a lot of people, and I'm a true believer that we don't have hockey without you guys, and you're on the same team we are. So I'd like to thank you very much for all your help in allowing hockey to happen.
And now let's bring out our players of the game, one from each team. We'll start with Tufts. Number 13, Dennis Davidson with a goal today. Dennis, come on out. All right, Dennis, let's pop that hat on. Let's talk to you real quick before you head out. Now, a hard-fought game. You had a goal in this one. Obviously, you're coming back from a break here. Let's talk about the game from Tufts side of things. What did you think about your team's performance today?
I mean, I thought we brought good energy. Just couldn't finish the chances. I think just got to get ready for the next game this Saturday.
Now, talk about this squad as a whole this season. I mean, are you happy with your guys throughout the year? What kind of culture does this team bring to each and every game?
I mean, this team's been amazing so far this year, and I just hope that we can finish off the year well.
Thank you so much. Now let's bring out the star of the game from Salve Regina, number 43, Jack Arizo. 2 goals today, a goal and a power play goal.
Jack Arizo with an absolute clap bomb score on that power play. That was the difference maker in this one. Opening goal of the game as well, scored by Arizo. His line was stellar all night long. Lucas Jones, all
right, Jack, let's have you pop that hat on, and we'll get you a couple of questions before you head off.
Okay, perfect.
Now, Jack, this game was fast, back and forth, both teams firing ahead at full speed. Do you guys always play this fast? How exhausting must it be to be Salve Regina day in, day out?
Yeah, we always play this fast. Thanks to Coach Punske. You know, he's prepped us, especially coming back from break. All the boys were ready to be back, and we were pumped to come down to Florida. And, you know, we're happy to be here, and we're happy that we pulled off a win tonight, and now we're focused on tomorrow.
Now, 2 goals today, 1 even strength, 1 in the power play. Were you seeing things a little bit better today? I know you're coming back from a little bit of a break. Were you rested? Did that help you at all?
Yeah, especially being home for break, letting the body heal, battling some injuries and stuff. But, you know, thanks to the boys, pulled out a big win today. Let's get it tomorrow.
1 more, you got to win. Do you think this team can go 2-0 at the event?
100%. I have full belief, yep.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And now, before we close out, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Overspeed Hockey and Ice Time. Thank you so much for supporting the event. That's all for us. A big win today for Salve Regina. We'll see you right back here tomorrow at 7:30 p.m.